That's funny. I never noticed that. Why is Skeeters offensive? Am I that naive about something? Am I that ignorant about something? All right. Slowly gathering back. 11 viewers. I believe we were finishing up on... Did you guys see my post? I used my cell phone just to post that I was having internet problems. So I hope you guys saw that. Oh, I got 3 notifications. Okay, so it looks like you guys did see my comment. No, stream's not over. As long as you guys are here to watch, I'll stream. Even if I get through people's stadiums and you guys want to keep going, I'll play some games or something. What the hell? Why not, right? I'll go back to Dusty Diamonds for all I care. This has been so fun. I can't believe it's been... I lost my count now. Let's see, it was about 7.5 hours, right? And now we're on for 4 minutes, so almost 8 hours. Search. Let's get back to Braves fan. I do remember the health park of yours. I do remember showing it. Right, Skeeters. Okay, yeah. I don't know why that would be offensive, but I don't know. All right, this is the right guy. I take it. I'll go back in. I can edit some stuff out. I have done that before. I like the brew pub deck. That's great. Fenced in the grass area with the end caps. Love that look. I wish we had just a railing. I would love just that railing. Like 3 or 4 different sizes. Oh, and then you continue down with the fencing. Nice. In the corner. Brew pub deck. Behind that, we have Wagon Man and the Tiki Hut. Very cool. I shouldn't drink soda. It makes me burp. Beautiful park in the background. Is this the one that Mo was talking about? Excuse me. That's one thing I deleted, actually. I noticed that I was going through my videos, to document the stadiums. You got the 478 club. Now, is this the home run distance, maybe, the 478? Or is it like a number for a street? This one was a local inspiration. I wanted to do a custom outfield. Brew Pub is a reference to a local restaurant called Akmulji Brew Pub. Akmulji, why do I know that someplace? Is this it? Is this place in Akmulji? Nope, it's in Macon, Georgia. Okay. In the back, you have the Georgia Sports Hall of Fame. Nice. Cherry blossom trees are always nice. That different color. Trees surrounding the park. Excellent. And little kiosks. People are hanging out on this concourse. Little scoreboard over here. People who are maybe behind the... Yep, that makes sense. Standard around and behind. Sorry, my dog in the other room sounds like he's having trouble getting up on the bench that he likes to lay on. He doesn't have carpet to jump off, so his nails slip. Are you kidding me? Am I still on? I have a notification that my stream is disconnected. Am I good? Are you guys here? Says I'm still going. Akmulji River, okay, is a river that runs through the Georgia Sports Hall of Fame. Is a real place, and it is located here in Macon, Georgia. Okay. 478 is the area code for Macon, Georgia. Gotcha. Okay, it looks like we're still here. Brew Pub is a reference to a local restaurant called Akmulji Brew Pub. Gotcha. You're live. Move around for a second. Okay. Yeah, it still says I'm live, but it says I got this notification down here. Let me get rid of that before it gets me paranoid. There we go. Now it's gone. Okay, now I'm happy. All right. No, it wasn't the game. Pfizer. Something was going on with my internet because I couldn't get on to post the warning that I got disconnected. I had to do it on my phone. So something went with my internet for a second. Nice big Atrium Health Park above the big scoreboard. This is one of my favorite scoreboards. It's nice and flat. You can put it pretty much everywhere. People get creative building custom, like structures to hold it up. Putting it on the lights is a great idea. This is just. Oh, I remember you talking about how you did a real big bleacher section, right? It took me a while, Bow Tiger. I had to ask because I kept coming in and Macon, and then they finally said it rhymes with bacon, so I got it down now, and I'll remember it because Macon, Georgia is used a lot here. And then I hear I can't remember where I just heard it recently, but I'm like, Braves fan, 11/22/96. But yeah, the L-shaped park in the background is cool, taking you right up to the ballpark, well lit. Using the Philly anomaly in center field or the batter's eye. Some small buildings up. Oh, look at this sign way back here. Is that always in there? Yeah, I can't grab a hold of that. Okay. Never noticed that before. What's the name of this background, this scenery? Small city, okay. I'd like to think Rochester's bigger than this. We have a few, I don't know if I'd call them skyscrapers, but we have a skyline. Georgia Sports Hall. Who are some folks in the Georgia Sports Hall of Fame? I don't even know who would be in the New York Sports Hall of Fame if we had one. I'm sure we do. Atrium is the name of the main and oldest hospital. We still call it the medical center since it's what it was for a long time. The custom outfield and the area behind the batter's eye took forever. Behind the batter's eye. Oh, okay. Like with the stairs and the brick. And then the concourse. Okay, yeah, there's a lot going on back here. Escalators and signs. And with some of these quirky batter's eyes, well, I guess, yeah, why does it gotta be, I guess it's not horribly misshaped, but you got this little back piece sticking out, which I bet makes it hard to kind of fit things. Now we got the Macon Mayhem. Are they a baseball team? Bo Tiger, you seem to know a lot about that area. I guess I just assumed that you were from Massachusetts. Are you from down there too? I can imagine. Yeah, some of these batters' eyes that are really oddly shaped can be really tough to build around, and it's very frustrating. I don't know. Like, I wish they could cut off where you can't, like, I wish they'd say, okay, so you can't be in front of the batter's eye, but maybe you can go to, like, right here. I mean, that's not cutting anything off. That way you could build around batter's eyes and make them look a little bit, newer or fancier or more modern or, more big league. But, yeah, the clubhouse seating's always fun. There's the stadium at night under the lights. Oh, did you have to put the lights in the field or in the park? That looks cool. Oh, no, they look like they come with the thing. Okay. Oh, and you outlined the park with the stone. That's fun, too. I bet that took a while. Holy crap. And then you left room for... Okay, so it's clearly part of the stadium as opposed to... Yeah, oh, that looks great. Stoning the whole thing off, so it's like this elevated thing as part of the stadium. Nice. It's tough between this one and the last one for me, Atrium Health. I got to set that up for you. Anything else? I'll turn the lights off, let you talk about it a little bit more. I thought the Truist Park lights would have been perfect, but unfortunately they're not in the game. Yeah, it'd be nice if they had, stuff from every stadium. Let me see. I think I'll probably have to... Oh, nope, I can restore. Okay. Did I get Braves fans up? Nope, I did not. All right, so let me type up his stadiums real quick while you guys take a peek at that. Braves fan. Braves fan, you have to let me know. 11/22/96, birthday. You were born right after the Yankees. Won the World Series about a couple weeks, maybe like a month. Lake Blue Ridge. Field. Whoops. Nope. I got to create a poll. Pfizer, who's up next? Braves fan, did we catch everything? Version 1.2. Or did you guys like Beachside Park version? And I'll tell you what I'll do. Since we lost the stream, I'll pop into his vault real quick and show the thumbnails just to remind you guys what they look like before you come in here and vote. Beachside Park version 3 or Atrium Health Park are your three options. And Braves fan, poll is live. Ranger Man has 12 votes. Troopers Ballpark seems to have the lead, his second stadium that we showed. Keith C. Whitefield. Oh, no, that was the second one he showed, right? Yeah, Troopers Park was the last one. That was my favorite one, too. And Zach's was the first. And then I don't think any changes in the other one, so I don't need to read them all again, right? Let me get back to the stream. Let's see here. Oh, Dogs fan, appreciate it. Mayhem is the hockey team. Baseball is making bacon. Yeah, it'd be hard to get that even because it would red out. I'm in North Alabama, but lived in the Atlanta area for a year and a half. Okay. I thought the Truist Park lights, I said all that. It's going to be tough choosing yours, Dog fan. I agree. His are all so clean, so good. Looks good, Dog fan. Appreciate it. That's my birthday. Yes, gotcha. Okay. I believe that's it. Bowtie. So you're a youngster too, compared to most of us. 96. Man, I remember 1996 very well. I was a senior in high school. All right. So I'm going to pop into his vault real quick. Bo Tiger's up next. Okay, give me a second, Bo Tiger. Are you calling in? I can't remember if you said you were calling in or not. Does that mean we're all caught up? Because Bo Tiger left for a while. So the question is, should I show people who aren't here? Or should I call it a night? Or should we do something else? Or what? I can show mine. Okay, give me a second, Bo Tiger. I'm going to show his vault real quick just to give you a quick look because the stream got interrupted. And I think I can look up by his gamer tag. And I have to put the whole thing in because I think there's other people with Braves fan in the user ID. So that's it, Pfizer. We're on the last. Oh, Scott Warren's here. Okay. So after Bo Tiger will be Scotty, and then I guess I can show mine. I don't know what three I'm going to have. I can pick. I I think I know the 2 I want. I don't know the third. So let's see. First one was this one, right? Blue Ridge Field. Yep, Blue Ridge Field. Lake Blue Ridge Field version 1.2. Man, this one's really good too. Because again, even though you don't have the decks out there, you have the layers of the grass and then the fountain. Then you're trying to aim for the bleachers on either side. Then you're aiming for the trees in the middle of the batter's eye portion of the field. And then the other side, you got more. And then you got Beachside Park was the other one. This is the home of the Cougars. I think this is mine so far. Because then you got the Tiger in left field. You're hitting balls off. Beachside Park is next with the gorgeous covered fountain and the concourse in left. With the giant palm trees, the prehistoric palm trees apparently. The beautiful fencing and all the stonework in right field. Again, the Big Hill area. You're going to be hitting balls in the fountain. And then last but not least, must be on a different page. The frying pan. I think I remember the frying pan. All right, I'll just search for it. Hope we stay on. What does that mean, Doug? Atrium Health Park. This is his third. Yeah, I think I have my vote. Again, very good job with the symmetrical stadium for the, for most of the, with the brew pub and then the club 483 or whatever it was. I can't remember it off the top of my head. Sorry. And then the scoreboard in left and right field. Yeah. Nice work, Braves fan. Excellent stadiums. As always, so clean. All right, Bo Tiger. Whenever you are ready, sir, there's the number. Did we lose anybody else? Did we lose Carmen's dad? Was Carmen's dad going to go on and then he didn't come back when I lost the stream? Oh, shoot. I don't have my earphones on if you're ringing or not. Although it would show up on my phone, too. So, Braves fans' vote is live. His poll is live. No sweat, Braves fan. We understand, man. Good to have ya. Again, I'll be on tomorrow. And then, if I don't have to go live over the weekend, although I want to, I will start recording 25 Stadium Extravaganza videos. So that'll keep going in the middle of the contest. So keep submitting your stadiums if you create them, fellas. That's kind of one thing I was a little bummed about when I signed on today, realizing that we could still have is this my second favorite Red Sox fan?
It's me.
Hi, Bo Tiger. How's it going, boss? Good to hear from you.
Good. How are you?
I'm awesome, sir. I think I mentioned you. Oh, Frankie Q, have you been on this whole time too? Good to see you. But yeah, I mentioned one of my best friends that I used to work with in radio was a Red Sox fan too. So that's why I kept calling you my favorite Red Sox fan. But I'm like, I forgot about Richie. Richie's a good egg. Taught me a lot in the gig because, he was one of the producers. He wasn't one of the on-air guys, so he got stuck with me a lot, teaching me the ropes. So, all right, let's get into some Bow Tiger stadiums. As I've said, man, yeah, it was you who said, "Oh, I look at some of your guys' stadiums, and I think I don't have a chance." Dude, your stadiums are fantastic. I've seen them get better and better every single time you post a new one. And are there any here that I haven't seen yet?
I think I've had two the last 2 days I've uploaded that I haven't shown you.
Oh, okay. Is there a specific one you want to start with, or should I just go with Bell Park, which is first on my list?
Yeah, just go with what you got.
Okay. So if you're not from the Massachusetts area, what drew you to the Red Sox, may I ask?
I think it was Fenway Park back in the day, and I started just becoming a Red Sox fan.
Gotcha.
From Fenway.
And you've been there, right? I saw that you have been there.
Yep.
Holy crap! There's
170. I went there for 2 games.
Who did you see him play?
I saw the Orioles and then the Tigers.
Hey, look at that! There's a Tex Eggs 33. Holy crap! There's
Belk.
Belk?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's a department store we have here in the South.
Okay. I was watching one of the Stadium of the Year videos last year when I was, going through those videos, and I found the stadium where you left me a surprise in left field. I can't remember what it was, but it was something ripping on the Yankees, right? I got a good kick out of that. That was funny.
The billboard.
Yep. Thanks for sticking around, Frankie. Good to see you, man. Have a good night. Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow. Belk Park. There we go. Okay. Much better. Much easier to find one. This one I think I might have already took a peek at because that thumbnail already looks familiar. Did I show it on the stadium yet? On a stadium extravaganza?
Yeah, you showed this one.
Okay. Bar 44, right above Stadium Center. Tier. Oh, yes, I remember this one. I love the stairs going through. So talk me through your process.
Yeah.
Where do you start a stadium? What inspires you to start any particular stadium?
Oh, it's something different every time. Like with this one, of course, we want the shorter, the smaller stands. So I decided to cut them off myself. And then I was like, well, that leaves a staircase. And so I had to top the staircases off. So,
yes, I think that's a great idea, and I plan on stealing that from you in a future build. I think it's a great way to cut off a stadium. I always try to use a building or some kind of deck, and that's a great way to do it, to leave the railing in between. Fantastic idea. And can you get one up to this Hit It Here Cafe sign? Do you play in your stadiums, or do you just build them for show?
Oh yeah. Yeah, me and my daughter have a thing where every stadium I build, we do home run derby, just to test it.
Good, fun.
Yeah.
Now, someone else, I want to say it was MTA bus driver. I thought it was a female name. Said MTA bus driver's my dad. Like I don't have as far as I know, a single female follower on my channel. So it's fun to hear that there are women who, like Sewell's mom says she watches some videos sometimes when Sewell's got me on, and so it's cool to see that there are some female. And like when I do Respect the Pick, I think obviously I have a few more female people, and even though I've got like a third of the subscribers on that channel with my brother, but yeah, so when you start any stadium, do you usually have one idea? Are you looking to build the park in a certain area? What's usually your thought process when you start any given stadium?
Different every time, but it's usually like there's something I see or something that I get an idea like it's usually like in a corner or just some feature, and then I build the whole stadium around it.
Gotcha. Okay, I remember this guy robbing the home run too in the corner.
Yeah.
And I like this prop. This is a good prop to add, I think. I don't know if it's expensive or not. I've only used it once or twice, but I think it's a nice prop to have for stuff like this, for like Hall of Fame areas and stuff. So that was done very well, and I couldn't help but notice when I was zoomed back that we have canoes.
Of course.
Oh boy, this building is good too, because it's similar to the luxury suite windows. So I think you can pull off blending that in, and anytime there's a balcony and you can throw people on it, that's a good touch too. So yeah, this is one of your newer builds, and it's fantastic. Using this building is always nice. I like how this window sticks out, and the fact that it pretty much has tables built into it with little little roofs on them, or awnings, whatever you want to call them, and then people are hanging out along the, again, its own natural railing is helpful. So anytime you can incorporate this building into a stadium, I am on board. Bleacher section in left with custom stairs looks great. Yeah, this is just a great build. Pretty standard around and behind, though you do have the extra layer of luxury seats, which is fantastic. So, oh, wow. And the two restaurants together, that looks great, too. So do you have any kind of history with, like, architecture or, like, a love for baseball stadiums in general, or did you just kind of find this when you found this in the game?
Well, I've always liked baseball stadiums. I have a couple of books about, like, historic stadiums, but that's about it.
Yeah, I can't wait to get into All-Star Baseball 2003 and look at some of the custom ones that they have. Maybe I'll try to bust. Oh no, I don't have a Wii. But yeah, you got the hospital in the background, just for a little extra scenery besides the small village in the back. This was a great one. I love this whole concourse being faced off with the tile. Fantastic. And then the steps. And again, I always want to make these concourses and these decks parallel to like the center field home run fence or the batter's eye. I think having it jolt back like that is a great touch. I think it makes the stadium look very unique. So mad props to you on that call. I like the little hill too. Anytime you see the ball land on the hill and then kind of trickle down, I don't know what it is about that. I just dig it. And then the quirky home run fence and right, it's great. Great Stadium of the Year candidate. Faced off with that same corner. Oh no, this is the MLK one, or the MKJ. Yeah. Okay. Yep. Parking lot and the outside. Fantastic stadium. Flipping that light switch, it looks great at night. Belk Park. What's Belk again? I'm sorry. I know you told me earlier.
It's a department store we have in the South. I think it's in South Carolina, maybe Charlotte.
Okay. I hope it's doing okay. I just heard I have a Big Lots near me, and we just stopped in there yesterday because they're having a closing sale. I know a lot of department stores aren't doing very well right now. Freaking Amazon's taking over the world.
Yep.
But, yep, nice parking garage, butting right up to the stadium. Always a nice idea. Very nice. Okay. Anything else on this one before I move on to Independence Park?
No, that's it, I think.
All right. So there is your first stadium from Mr. Bo Tiger, Belk Park. And we'll get his poll up and running pretty soon here. Kroger's trying to buy up all the grocery stores. Really? Okay. Pfizer is a fan. Yeah, I do remember seeing that stadium now. It's one of the last ones, if not the last one I've shown of yours, right? Because I do remember the walkway between the deck. That just looks so cool. I can't say enough about what a great idea that was. Okay, next up, Independence Park. I want to say I remember this one. Have I shown this one yet?
Yeah, I think you did.
There might be a lot of Independence Parks, huh? Is it one of your newer ones? Al Pickles. This guy I know watches me and Sewell because like all the stadiums I show, if you go into his vault, he downloads them and he re-uploads all of them. He's got like hundreds, maybe thousands of pages of stadiums because he re-uploads them. Oh, here we go. Oh, this one's not ringing a bell. I like it based on the thumbnail. Let's take a look. Okay, right field. Very quirky dimensions with the big wall. This is another thing I like about the big wall. Having it angled back, towards center field. I like that as opposed to going straight, like perpendicular to the foul pole. I like that look. That's a good look. And then you got the gradual slant in the fence. That looks cool. And then you covered the K and all the other numbers, made it MLB. That's smart. You got Barrels Barbecue. Is that for the similar canoe joke?
Yeah, I remember you commenting on that when you showed it before.
Seriously, though, why barrels? Why do we need barrels? I like how you did that sign. That sign looks great. With the barrels surrounding it and using the brown on the white and then the white on the brown. Very nice. Yeah. My mouth is like getting like really dry, and you guys aren't hearing the gross noises I hear myself making in my mouth, are you? I hope not. Maybe it's time for some gum. Gum helps sometimes. But yeah, you got the front of the seats out here faced off with the grass. I always like the ivy look. 2 decks. One of my favorite scoreboards. I think with the headphones on, I hear the inside of my mouth a little bit better, and I just pray because that's one of my biggest. I can't stand like mouth smacky sounds, like when people eat and stuff. So I try not to do that on the microphone, and I edit a lot of those out when I accidentally do make them. But I like this concourse too. It goes down on either side. That looks great. All right. So where did the idea? What started this stadium?
I'm a little behind you, I think, but okay, yeah. So I just had this idea of a concourse in my head. Like I like that. It was the new strip that included the rye.
Okay.
And I just thought I wanted to incorporate those, and that was it.
Yeah, this looks really cool, blended right into the parking garage. This is like a fun little plaza area back here. And then using the grass to host the lights and the scoreboard. Very fun. And then red, white, and blue for the Independence Park. Love it.
Yep.
And then a bleacher section. This looks great. I love this concourse section. And then the end cap is doubling as facing off the deck and a railing for the steps. Beautiful.
And I try to always have almost like the advertisement on the foul pole.
Yes. Yep, absolutely.
Bow Tiger, yeah.
That's smart. It looks good, too. I bet it helps with fair and foul balls. I like the corner. Who's number 1 over here? Do you have anybody in mind, or just...
Yeah, that was my cousin that I played with. He passed away when we were in high school.
Oh, wow.
He was a shortstop.
Oh. Nice. So you used the fielder. Yeah. I like it. Looks like someone's trying to take him out as he's throwing the guy out at first.
Yeah.
Nice little pool in the corner. And then the standing room counters. I love it. Snack shack. Another set of stairs. Oh, I love the stairs. Thank you, SDS, for the stairs. Pretty standard around and behind until you get back here. Oh, this looks fantastic. Independence Park, yeah. I don't know what it is about this building. I love it and hate it at the same time. I love the windows, but something about the weird top to it. I don't know. I used it in my last build. So, yeah, there's definitely good about it. And you use it perfectly to host the Independence Park and the flag. That looks great. And then blended. Oh, that looks good too. Bow Tiger. Look at you go. Using the triangle building on either side. It like blends in with that building perfectly. And then people are hanging out on the deck. Bleachers and different levels. Excellent. And then the MLB sign in the back. Fantastic. You got the silver seats. Is it silver? They look kind of silver. Again, give me that Zelda vibe.
Pretty much.
The museum in the back. Yeah, this is fantastic. I don't think I have seen this one. That's another thing I haven't done. That's another reason why you guys got to send these stadiums in to me if I haven't shown them yet, because I got to stamp them. I don't have my stamp unless I can edit. I don't have a live stamp. Dodger Blue, what's going on? Hell yeah, man. Well, we got interrupted for about, 10 minutes because of internet. Back up to 17 viewers. But, yeah. Right now we're in the middle of Bow Tigers Fantastic Stadiums. Another cool kind of entry. Like, I always picture stuff like this, like the Great Hall in Yankee Stadium. There's a big, huge, just empty hall, that it reaches all the way up to the upper deck of the stadium. And, there's a bunch of kiosks and team stores and stuff like that. And I always imagine that when I see these big entrances, and maybe there's like a Hall of Fame in there, a team Hall of Fame or something. So flip that light switch real quick. Looks beautiful. A couple extra buildings in the background for added scenery. And I like the two different scoreboards. It's a great looking stadium. Bow Tiger. Outstanding. Yeah. You're another person I don't envy having to pick, the three stadiums because they're all so good. Anything else on the stadium?
No, that's it.
All right. The third and final park is Legion Park. Let's pop in. I think I like left field the best of that stadium with the grass and the sign above the scoreboard and that the steps going down either way. Fantastic. Yes, Dodger Blue, we are trying to hear from everybody who submitted a stadium to the top 3 this year. I don't think have you, do you even have the 24 version of the game? I don't think I've shown a stadium of yours since last year's contest. How's your stuff going? Do you have your stuff up and running or what? What's going on? I'm anxious to hear about that. Load times. Okay.
I don't think you've seen this one.
No? Okay. And again, if you want to send them my way, please do, and I will definitely show them again. Especially since now that I'm documenting them all, I like them on the extravaganza videos because the live streams sometimes are a lot longer videos, so it's harder to go through and find each stadium. No, I don't think I have seen this one. Again, digging the thumbnail. Let's get in.
I've seen it, but it was only like a couple of days ago.
So this is brand new.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Look at this right field. Hiding the ballpark eats with Moe's Barbecue, Chick-fil-A, and Taco Bell. Great presentation. Each one has their own lettering. And then you got the clubhouse on top with the retired numbers. Creative with the 9. I like it. 14, Pete Rose.
Yes.
19
and myself.
Is yourself? Oh, you use 14.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How about 19?
And Pete Rose. That's my best friend. That was his number in high school.
Okay. And 1 still your cousin?
Yep.
And I'm guessing 42 for Jackie. Outstanding. Yeah. Oh, look at this corner. Oh. Stadium Centers, 44. And a canoe. The 44 is on a canoe. Oh my God, I love it. Oh, this corner looks amazing. I think Sewell's one of your biggest fans. Sewell always has wonderful things to say about your stadiums, and I don't see why you wouldn't. I like the brick underneath this little corner. Oh, that looks great. The mini waterfall. Now, is there a certain concept in here that started with this stadium, or did you just kind of wing it as you went along?
I had the idea for the corner, the right field corner, just that whole layout.
Okay.
And then I can't remember who did it with the waterfall, like stacking the water pieces.
The first one I remember seeing doing it really well was Schmitty for his waterfall, his Niagara Falls Park. Yeah, that looks really good.
So that gave me the idea for the fountain.
And putting the statue in the middle, excellent. And then using the San Diego batter's eye. Okay, this is the front runner for me anyway. Again, the multiple layers with the bleacher section, and you made custom entrances that look really good. And then behind that, you got the counter style seating, and then you got the luxury behind it that you could probably aim for. How deep are we talking back here? 359. Yeesh, that's a poke. So getting it back there is a poke, and then you got the overhang with the overhang of the upper deck onto the luxury, and then turning the top of the luxury into a concourse, and then using this building connecting is excellent. Using the stairs, wonderful. We have new railings. We have the definitive new railings. This is perfect. Absolutely perfect. We have a new standard for railings. Nicely done. Sandman Dan! No, that's okay, man. I'm sorry we missed you. Can you stick around? Can you go here soon in a little bit? And then you use one of the newer buildings to face it off, along with this guy. I swear they called this a casino at some point, but now it's a Brown complex. Looks like it could be a casino, couldn't it? But Legion Park, that's a good way to face off the stadium, kind of blend those into the park, the Brown complex building. Bo Tiger, this one's getting my vote, buddy. Beautiful. Right field, and then using the building to connect with the stairs and the specific railing. Amazing. Outstanding. The retired numbers lit up on top of the clubhouse is such a good idea. Now, you say your daughter does home run derbies with you in these stadiums. Does she ever contribute any ideas or feedback on any of them?
Yeah, she does, and she just got a PS5 for Christmas, and so she's already started making her own.
Really? Oh, please tell me she's going to subscribe and send stadiums to me. Please tell me. I would love to get a female stadium.
She's already asking for me to send them to you. So,
yes!
Yeah.
Yes! All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I cannot wait. We are going to have the first female stadium any day now in Studio 44. I could not be more excited. Oh, I like Joe Mama's. Oh, Joe Mama's with the babies. People are in line. They want their Joe Mama's. Is that a real place? Or is that just something you made up?
No, it's kind of something my daughter says all the time. Is Joe Mama's.
Yep, okay. This is a good idea for the apostrophe, too. Okay,
Yeah,
just kind of hook the... Yeah, I wonder if you could do that with an S. Nope, because you got the bottom part sticking out, too. Oh, that would be great if it worked with an S. Bo Tiger. This is my vote, man. I don't know about everybody else. Some great ideas in here. I remember really liking, you had, a space one, right? Like a one in Houston that was a space one. I remember really liking that one. And, of course, the one where you gave me crap about the Yankees, and then you did enclosed stadium with a roof. I remember you saying it was, the first one you ever wanted to try.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, it's so good. So, all right, let's get these posted. Any other details you want to share about this park while I get your poll posted here?
No, I wasn't sure about the way I faced off the exterior, but I like everything about the interior. So
Yes, the interior is amazing. The exterior, again, it's not as important to me as someone who plays in a lot of these stadiums. So again, that's just me. But to me, the exteriors have never been much of an issue, although the OCD in me tends to try to just at least close them off in a clean way. And you've certainly done that using the hills and the little buildings and all sorts of different stuff on this stadium. So, yeah, pretty standard around and behind. I guess I didn't really look at that. So I'm glad we got a chance to do that now, but it's pretty standard. And it looks great, nice and clean. And I hope no one takes that in a negative way when I say pretty standard around and behind, because I know some of you guys get really creative with those, but at the same time, again, it's something that you don't see that much. So I personally don't like spending a lot of memory on it. So, but I do like to take a peek back there for those that do. And like in the last stadium that I just showed of yours, Bow Tiger, was very detailed back there. So I do like to get in there, and it's certainly no knock when I do say, oh, it's pretty standard around and behind, because most of mine are pretty standard around and behind.
no, I get that part. I don't spend a lot of time either. I did on that one, but most of the time I spent most of my memory on the outfield area.
Yes, I agree. That to me is my main focus. Where you're hitting the ball, where your home runs are landing, what you're going to see when you hit the ball out that way. That's the most important part to me. And it is nice when people take the time to make really nice scenery. Oh wow, has this building always been this detailed up here? Why have I never noticed this before? With like the umbrella and like this balcony with no railing, with what looks like lamps. Has anyone else ever noticed this before? I've never really paid attention to that.
Which one?
You'll see it in the stream. I'll let you catch up and then take a peek at that. It's part of the background. This is what, big city background?
Oh yeah, I noticed that just the other day. I have no idea what that is.
I wonder if it's new. I don't know. All right. Well, as we have been chatting, finishing up talking about Belk Park, Independence Park, and Legion Park from Bow Tiger, I have your poll live. So if you wish to hop in there and get that stadium, those stadiums voted for, I haven't refreshed, so I don't know if anyone's seen Braves fans yet, but please make sure you go in there and vote for him as well. And Bow Tiger, I appreciate you giving me a call in. I always appreciate your stadiums. I appreciate the friendly Yankee Red Sox banner we have back and forth. And I always get excited when I see Bow Tiger stadiums in my queue. And I can't wait to see your daughters.
Sounds good. I appreciate it very much.
All right,
Good talking to you.
Good talking to you too, sir. Thank you so much for calling in, and we'll catch you later.
All right.
All right,
Bye.
boss. There he is, folks. Bow Tiger. I've been looking forward to chatting with him because his stadium's so good. The poll is live. I'm going to try to refresh this. Sadly, no stadiums this time have been on hiatus from the show. Still working on getting the channel up, hopefully this week or two. Nice. Hey, Phil, still on. Sorry about earlier. No problem. We already talked about that. Dan, are you going to be able to talk? Are you still here? Do we move on to Scotty? And then can you go after Scotty, Dan? Because I think we're pretty much all caught up with everybody who's been here anyway. I think we're about halfway through after seeing Bow Tiger. Let me see. 1, 2, 3. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, we've seen 10 of 22. 10 of 23 if you count me. We haven't seen Texas Eggs. We haven't seen Scotty Warren yet. We haven't seen Sluggish Moth. We haven't seen Jace Chiff, Sewell, We did see Jason 43,950. Why don't I have him crossed off? We haven't seen Big Impact yet. Maybe I can get him tomorrow. He said I think he's the one who told me that he could get on like 3. So when I saw it was 3 and I wasn't on yet, I was very upset. We haven't seen Carmen's dad. We haven't seen Young Gun yet, right? We haven't seen Arch or Dan or Slick 102544. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, yeah, we've seen 11 stadiums, so we're half and half. Mogul Pens, are you talking about joining the contest, or for if you're joining the contest, you can type them right in here, and I'll plug you right in. You don't have to fill out a form at this point. We're there. Everybody agreed to allow people past midnight, which we are an hour past midnight now. So maybe even tomorrow, if new people find this tomorrow when I'm talking to Sewell or Carmen's dad or whoever. Bo Tiger, again, I see, right. Thank you guys. Thank you. I think everybody's in agreement that your stadiums are fantastic. Okay, so top 3. Yep, just type your top 3 stadiums in right now. Do you want to show them today? We'll put you in on after Dan. Scotty, are you about ready to go? You've been waiting very patiently for very long, sir. We don't have quite as many people who were on when you asked people not to leave, but we still got a good audience, I'd say. Where are we at? 17, almost at 20, so we're doing pretty good. Dodger Blue, I'm using a webcam. It's a Square. It has an Apple. I don't know. I don't think it's an Apple, but it has an Apple on it. It's a Square 4K webcam that sits on top of my computer that's hooked up. No problem. Do your thing, man. All right, so Dan, you're up after Scotty, and then Mogul Pens. If you want to go after him, that's great. We're up to 18 viewers. Fantastic. So if you're new to the channel, we are looking at everyone's top 3 stadiums that they think they built in the 2024 version of MLB The Show. This is what we're calling a prologue to the actual contest, just because, it's these stadiums are like our children, right? It's hard to pick your favorite. So we're kind of helping each other whittle down to the one stadium that they think can win the Stadium of the Year contest. Once we determine everybody's stadiums, now Texas Eggs has been in and out too, and he's a little bit further west, so he's probably only an hour behind me. I don't know if he's still around too, but I'd love to hear from him because his stadiums are always so amazing too. But anyway, I got sidetracked. After we decide everyone's favorite stadium, we draw from a hat and do tournament style. Like, say, Bo Tiger gets paired up with Sandman Dan. We put your 2 stadiums up. I make a video of the 2 stadiums and then post the thumbnail in the poll. You guys vote on which stadium you like better. And then we do that for all contestants. If Mogul Pens joins, we'll have 24, which will be a nice even number. So that'll be nice. All right, sounds good, Dodger Blue. Okay, Mogul Pens, can you be on tomorrow? Because we're going to do it tomorrow again, too. If you want, I can save them for tomorrow, and you can either call in or write a little blurb about them. But, yeah, post them, and I'll officially put you in the contest. It's totally up to you. But either way, you're in if you want to be in. Everyone agreed that we can go past the 12 deadline, so you're in if you want to be in. I would still love to hear from Pogie Boy, because Pogie Boy has been on a couple live streams recently that I want and asked about the contest. So if he wants to get in, I want to get him in. Pogie Boy, Lemur, F Baby, Texas Eggs, obviously. I did hear from Jace Chiff twice, actually. I think he changed his options. So, Yeah, it'll be good to hear from him. Oh, Joby Designs. Designs is fairly new. I think he showed up like late summer, early spring, or early fall. So he had some real stadiums that really popped out to me. Sluggish Moth, we haven't heard from yet. He's been in and out, right? I've seen Big Mac a couple times today. So, Mogul Pens, it's completely up to you if you want to maybe hop on tomorrow. I know that it's late, so if you don't want to stay on, I totally get that. That's fine. But we can do it tomorrow if you want. Or if you just want to chat in like Braves fan did, that's fine too. But it's nice to get feedback about your stadium so I don't just give my point of views about them. So right now we're waiting for Scotty Warren to get settled in. He's going to call in, and we're going to get his stadiums next. So why don't I pull up his stadiums? It is a shame to leave this gorgeous park. So many good ideas. I love the retired numbers on the dugout things or the clubhouse. Such a good idea. Such a fun concept. Again, I hope you guys are enjoying this. We've been on for officially 8 hours now. 8.5, actually. Because we've been an hour since the 7.5 hour break that we got interrupted by. So we've been on 8.5 hours tonight. This looks like Scotty Warren. Scotty Warren.
Hey, Phil. Good to talk to you, man.
There he is. Good to talk to you too, sir.
Oh man, how you holding up?
Dude, I'm actually pretty good. The voice, the throat,
Nice.
and the dry mouth is getting me a little bit, but other than that, 8.5. I never thought I would do this much talking in 8.5 hours. I gotta be honest.
Right? I say the true MVP of the stream.
No.
Being on here the whole time, so.
No. If I'm showing garbage stadiums, you guys aren't here for 8.5 hours. You guys are the MVPs because you make these fantastic stadiums. I hope I'm just an entertaining enough vessel to show you these stadiums.
Absolutely.
All right.
Now, that's how I stumbled onto you and Sewell and really Harrison Sawyer all about the same time. And Sewell's production quality and how fast you put out stuff and your energy about all the stadiums that you see. Like it's just everybody's got their own. Sorry, it's late. They've got their own perspective on things and stuff, so it's fun to see.
I'm glad that you guys appreciate everybody's different takes because it's cool to like I've never been like Sewell's like almost doubled my subscribers, but I've never looked at him as like competition or been bitter about it because he's always been giving me such advice and such good tips, and I've tried to throw him tips. And, I don't know what I could give for him, but we have a pretty good relationship and we text each other all the time, and it's cool to see your stadiums presented in a different way because with him, he's like writing all these blurbs about and I know he has a thing in his form where you can write stuff too, but just the presentation of his thing, and it's very different from mine. So I think it's good to see stadiums in both ways. So
absolutely, yeah.
He
almost paints like a scenario around. You come in through this left field gate, and you come down the third baseline, and yeah.
And we, like I've said, we have ideas of getting together in different ways and working on different stuff together, and I think it'll work out, and maybe getting other people involved. But we'll talk about that more once him and I kind of finalize something or anything. But we'll see.
That'd be awesome.
It's nothing major, but it's a lot of fun stuff. Now I'm not sure I've seen this one before.
Oh yeah, I finished this one last night. I was thinking about today. I might throw an audible at you though. I mean, I'll let you look at this one.
Okay, and again, still submit it. Like you normally would any stadium, and I'll show it again.
Okay.
Okay, definitely a very unique look using the sand. Right? Is that what this is, or is it like red rock?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's
Southwest.
Southwest desert.
Okay, I love the top deck. Blending this into the roof. This building serves a lot of purposes with that little overhang roof that comes up.
Yeah, I'm about 10 seconds behind you, but I think I know what you're talking about there. Right there behind the batter's eye.
Nope, I'm in right field.
Oh. Oh, the slanted office. Hold on, I'll just.
Yeah, I know the lag is rough. I almost wonder if I should do
that's what you're
collab cam
talking
with you
about.
guys.
That's something. Yeah.
Okay, and we have a pool with a canoe. Look at that! I still have the energy at 1 o'clock in the morning to. Hey, there's Jace Chiff. All right, Jace. If you can't get on today, could you maybe get on tomorrow? Mark Stevens, is that you, sir? Hello. I'm sorry. I have to interrupt when I see people. Jace Chiff, I'm glad to hear from you, man. I see. Did you pull an audible? Is that what happened? All right. So is this the one that you wanted to pull an audible on, or is this one automatically in?
No, I think I want to switch this one out. Honestly, after I submitted it last night, I went back and saw part of your live stream from this weekend, and I mean, just looking at it again, I think Winter Park should be in there.
Okay. Well, I like this.
I love the way the seats and everything. So
okay, I don't want to spend too much time on this one then, but man, look at the job you did facing off the outside, squaring those off.
Like the whole start, or the whole kind of main, I guess, starting point for this were the tunnels that went from inside the park around that concourse that wraps around the field to the outside of the park. And when I got to the outside of the park, I just really kind of, same problem, run out of memory. And I really wanted to make it more of a, kind of a whole inside outside, how you get in through the tunnels type of thing. But
this is fantastic. I can see Sewell right now. He has paths all along the third baseline where you can enter the game and get a great view of the stadium when you walk through the tunnel, just like they describe it on TV. I can't do Sewell's voice.
Well, you know what? Actually, I'm gonna audible my audible now that I'm looking at it on the big screen here, because the other ones that I've submitted are kind of more smaller builds, and that's kind of what started with this. Besides the tunnel thing, is I wanted to make more of a stadium than the other two that I'm submitting are kind of smaller. Build. So I'm gonna take my audible back, I guess. I think I will keep this one.
Okay, so you're gonna keep this one in bag North Pole. Okay.
Yeah, because North Pole's good, but it's kind of similar to, I guess, the other two as far as the stands.
Now, your North Pole is the one with the lights in the hills, right? Not the two mountains in Santa that I missed. That's Jason, right? Or that's Young Gun, right?
Yeah, I think that was his.
Okay. Well, I certainly love all the different layers hitting on top of the concourse and then the plaza level on top of that. And again, all these little custom entrances are fantastic. And if you're going to leave this part of the structure showing, I like how you left it up above or in front of the sand. I think that looks cool.
Yeah, kind of give it a little extra depth, I guess.
Yep. Oh, and then you got the Ferris wheel. I haven't seen the Ferris wheel much in a while. And then you got...
Yeah, there was a string where I think I had that in every build for about 4 or 5 stadiums in a row, so I'd kind of retired it for a little while, but I needed some more color back in that corner of the stadium. So.
All right, and then you got a nice little custom path on the outside using that same, feature on the outside of the stadium. And then, just the perfect collection of buildings on the outside to, just for extra scenery again. And all the different layers, and this is just a fun one. Another classic Scotty. So, does your 8 years old your son is?
Yeah.
Does he contribute a lot to your stadiums, or is it just the one?
Well, you would think he did now, the way he talks after the Bless This Mess part. I have to knock him down a couple times, like, man, I still built the fucking park. Like, yeah, it was your idea, but, like, I still... put all the pieces there. So,
listen here, you little shit.
Yeah, you're right, yeah, but it's great.
Oh my God.
He'll throw ideas at me. And,
fantastic.
Yeah.
So I can't wait till he starts building and start sending parks in.
Oh man, I was just asking him earlier today. I was like, man, if I teach you like the controls, because I think at 8. I don't think he could get the controls down to get everything. He'd get real frustrated with it. But if he could learn how to get the controls down, the kid is a very, artistic, very creative guy. We're really proud of him. He's a 3rd grader, but he's gaming at the 7th grade level. So
nice.
I think he can handle it. Yeah.
Nice. And I love things like this where, like, the luxury seats there's an upper deck on top, but the luxury seats underneath continue on, and then it turns into a concourse. So yeah, this is just another classic great Scotty Warren build. So is there one that you prefer?
I was looking.
Great Scott or Scotty Warren?
I'm Scotty Warren. The Great Scott was my gamer tag. A long time ago. I don't know how it switched, because when I got the new Xbox, it was Scotty Warren, and I don't know. Spectrum says I'm in a high Wi-Fi traffic area, so my stuff goes out all the time. And I don't know, it was one of those where you had an outage, and when it came back, all of a sudden everything was Great Scott. So it doesn't matter to me.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. Or, I mean, I could have easily gone into settings one night and messed something up that I didn't know I had, but, everybody calls me Scotty, so.
All right, Scotty it is. I can roll with Scotty. Yeah, this is fantastic. Another one of those great enclosed stadiums, but still room for scenery and a lot going on, outside of the stadium too. Even though it's pretty basic out here, it's still nice. It's still. It helped give that sunken in look too.
Disappointed. Well, I was thinking I'd like to have a walkway here with a couple statues and right into a parking garage, and obviously, that was just wishing for too much. Mm-hmm. But no.
I like the funky corner too. This all looks great over here in the left field corner. I assume it's something similar in right. Let me see. Let me get over there.
Yeah. It's hard for me not to be symmetrical. I don't know. Every time I build, I'm like, I can't do that anymore. But it always seems to be kind of similar in right and left field.
Well, I don't think anyone will ever say, yeah, I don't like Scotty Warren stadiums. They're all amazing. No. So,
Murph, I have a good time.
I'm guessing Murph is laughing at taking your son down a peg or two.
Yeah, he's only 8, man. I got to keep him in his lane.
Oh my God, that's epic. All right,
well,
so
funny too, because earlier he knew he was like, "Oh, you're gonna be on YouTube later." And he was like, "That's like his dream to be a gamer on YouTube someday." And I was like, "Well, I'm 46. I'm almost 46. You can wait a few more years."
Oh, that's right.
Get your name out of it.
Are you March too?
I'm May. We talked about it on a live stream.
Okay, that's right. Okay.
Birthday is max elevation.
Oh, that's right. I remember that now. Yep. I turned 46 in May. Ugh. I'm on the wrong side. First, I was on the wrong side of 40. Now I'm on the wrong side of 45 coming up. So
yeah. I've heard they get faster as you go. So
yeah, great. All right, let's go to Canoe Cove now. While this is loading up, same question as Bow Tiger. Did you pick this up? Before Stadium Creator, like when you found out Stadium Creator was coming, were you like, oh yes, now I get to make my own stadiums, or is it something you discovered because of Stadium Creator mode in the show?
Well, I got the game. I was coaching my son's Little League team. Like 6, 7, and 8-year-olds. Are you talking about how I got to your channel, or how I got?
How do you started finding interest in stadiums and building stadiums and stuff like that?
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, I say I've always liked those, the building and creating games, the city skylines and the planet coasters and stuff like that. I actually bought the game because I found it was a great way when me and him would play for him to really, in the practices, you're going over the fundamentals, like throwing the ball, catching the ball, that stuff. But when we started playing the game, I'd be like, all right, you got 2 outs and a guy on second. What are you going to do with the ball? Kind of really give him some ideas on how the game works. And once I discovered that there was a Stadium Creator, I was like, oh, that's it. That's my thing now. So
now that's a new concept to me. I've never heard of any kind of coach, even if it's just one of those coaches where it's like, oh, I want my kid to play and they need a guy, I guess I'll do it. Even if it's one of those, to use a video game to teach a kid fundamentals, that's a great idea. Because sometimes when you're with those kids alone and you don't have a full team to get out there and talk about the cutoff man and
herding cats.
Yeah, that's an amazing idea.
Got their gloves on, so yeah.
That's something I would talk to the parents about. Say, hey, listen, do you have a baseball game at home? play games with them and talk to them about that stuff. That is a fantastic idea. Now this one we've showed a couple times, right? I showed it live. I played a game in it, and I think it was in a Stadium Extravaganza. We have Canoe Cove, 44 in the middle, tier. Canoe front and center, canoes all over the place, holding the flags. So talk to me about this one. I know we talked about the Howard Terminal. Was that inspiration? Because this definitely gives me a Howard Terminal vibe.
That was actually more inspiration from my Great Garden Park that I did the first one I submitted. But I guess it kind of had that. My whole thought in Cyclone Field was you were either doing a game from there or home run derby or something, and I kind of had that where he's got the water out there. I was like, man, if it was a stadium just built right into a cove where the whole outfield is just water, and kind of went from there. But I just really liked the way that the shape of the field worked out, and the concourses and the windows and the fence, and there were just several elements to this one that I really, really liked.
I love how this is all built into the hill. So freaking amazing. It looks.
I just realized. Look at the top of the lighthouse.
Top of the lighthouse.
Not the very top, but like the little walkway that goes around the lighthouse.
Okay. Did I miss this before?
Well, no, it's like
it's the dog.
Hide the dog. See, in every stadium.
So many of you guys have these things now. It's hard for me to remember. You want to hide a dog. Sewell hides something too now, right?
I think he does a dog too.
Does he do a dog? Someone does babies. Yeah. I can't keep track. You guys got to put it in your notes for me, and I'll remember to look for him.
Well, it's funny because you were talking about it during one of the stadiums that you were showing of mine, and you happened to mention you mentioned here that you put the dog in every park, and like within 10 seconds, your cursor went right over where I'd hit the dog, but you were so far out you wouldn't have been able to see it. But I was like, if he only knew how close he was, like right after he said that. So.
I don't think I've seen this one.
Yeah, when you showed this stadium on the Extravaganza, it was when we were doing when you all doing the Hit It Here Cafe sign contest.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yep.
At one point during that, when you were showing it, you kind of had a way back off the behind home plate, and so you kind of paused there while you were going through the contest and rules and everything. And it kind of gave me a long time to kind of look at it from that angle. I was like, man, this is one of my better builds, at least what I've done recently. So I decided then, and there were a lot of nice comments from the guys in the chat too, talking about the stadium. So I was like, I think this is going to be one of my three.
Yeah, so it's such a unique concept. I can't believe that so many stadiums with canoe in the title are in the Stadium of the Year prologue, but oh my goodness, canoes lining the front of the scoreboard, and you got a nod to Sewell over here, and the pier that goes back, or the deck, whatever you call these things, with the slide, excellent. And then you got the pirate ship. And
I was really happy with this one.
Oh, this one is fantastic.
SBS has got to see all the canoe stuff in the vault, like just all the canoe coves, canoe companies, canoe everything. It's like,
right? They gotta be thinking, what the hell is with the canoes? I didn't think people would like canoes that much.
Right. I wonder who the guy that actually came up with that prop is, like, just beaming every day when he goes into work. Like,
oh my God!
You didn't think they'd use the canoe.
San Diego Studios, if by chance you're listening right now, I promise it'll be all positive. I will question some of the things, but it won't be in a degrading, demeaning way. I would have loved to chat with you guys on the stream to talk about why some of
keep it civil.
Some of these things. Yes, I will be very civil, because there are to spend as much time as I have on this game in the past 4 years or 3 years, however long it's been since it's been out, I can't say I hate the game. I can't say I hate the tool. Right. That would make me crazy.
Right.
It's just so frustrating because we're so close, and I've said that so many times. I know it, but we're so close, and we just need those couple little extra pushes. Excuse me.
That's it's such a great tool, and I forget who it was. It might have been Sewell, but it said something about, like, we have a limited amount of props, but it's amazing to see how everybody uses these props different to come out with, different visions and whatever.
Right.
And of course, my wish list is a mile long with all the same stuff that I've heard everybody talk about. I was like, honestly, could we just make the stands line up behind home plate?
Right.
Like that would be
exactly that kind of thing would be amazing. But I've always given them props for being able to blend in new buildings. I've given them props for not giving up on the product or this tool.
Oh yeah.
Because things like the logos and the uniforms, they haven't touched that since day one, I don't think. Now, granted, I don't know day one as much with the logo creator and stuff like that because I don't do Diamond Dynasty. I didn't get into it until you could start rebranding franchises.
Right.
But it seems to me like it's gone untouched. So I'm glad that they add new props and stuff like that, and they even revamped the tool. Oh, my God. I went back. I don't know if you were there for the stream, but I went back and showcased a lot of stadiums from the very first version of the game, and the tool was so much different, and it was so much worse. When I first got into the new tool, I'm like, oh, this is terrible. But once I got used to it, I realized how much better it is. But the fact that you can blend props and, they don't red out when they run into each other. And the fact that you can do things like this, like bury it. I don't know why you would use this particular prop, but it's the one I happened to grab. But like say you only wanted to show the top of it. It's so cool that you can do stuff like that. So there are things I love about this tool. We're just too close. But yeah.
Right. And I say honestly, even if they had less stuff, I'd still be using it. I'm happy where it's at. Of course, we can definitely maybe tweak it or give it a couple upgrades, but yeah, it's a fun tool for sure.
NP, that's a great idea. NP, Pokeboy, right? I'm sorry, Scotty. Again, I saw a new person I've been looking for. NP, I think that's Pokeboy, if I'm not mistaken. We got to get Pokeboy on here, and I tell you what, NP, I'll do a home run derby in everybody's last stadium. How about that? I don't know. I don't know if I want to do, a stadium for everybody's all three. I mean, we're already here till 1:30, on this, and we still got to do a bunch tomorrow, I'm sure. But yeah, Scotty, this stadium is fantastic. I will definitely do a home run derby in each one. Steven S., hey buddy, how are you?
Nice.
That memory is getting more sharp every day. Yes, thank you, Pokeboy. I actually used to pride myself in my memory, but dementia runs in the family, and I'm a little worried that it's already starting to kick in. Now, do you still want to join? Because it's not too late, Pokeboy. We all decided that it's okay. So if you want to get 3 stadiums in, just type them in, and you can call in later if you want, or you can do it tomorrow or whenever. So, Scotty, this one's fantastic. We're going to move on to the next. Oh, I didn't even notice the steamboat way out here. I never even mentioned the big wall in center field that hooks around to right using the windows and then keeping the plane in dead center. I think that's a great idea. Love it.
Thank you.
Now, Murph, I saw you say, Steven, you have to remind me your screen name, man. I know you've been around, and I'm embarrassed that I don't remember. But where is it? Murph said earlier, I don't think I've seen this one. Going to be really hard choosing from these two. You forgot what his third one is, buddy. I'm not sure you'll have to search between those two when you remember what the third one is. This is one of my favorite stadiums I've ever seen.
Yeah, things would have been real awkward around this house if I hadn't put that in the running. I'd hate for him to wake up in the morning and be like, "You didn't even put it in." Like
a new peg to be taken down. Listen, kid, they're my stadiums.
Exactly.
I choose which 3 go in. Okay, do you remember this one, Murph? This one inspired a whole new segment on Studio 44. Remind me of your son's nickname.
I call him Buddy Boy. His name's Sawyer, but I call him Buddy Boy.
Okay, how about the Buddy Boy Sawyer Challenge? Okay,
like
if you have a Buddy Boy Sawyer challenge, I don't know, maybe I'll have to shrink that. That's a mouthful. But with the Hit It Here Cafe, I mean, how many thumbnails do I have right now with this? hit it here, dangling from the crane. The unfinished stadium is done in such a great way. The construction tools, the cranes, the scaffolding, it's just freaking brilliant. I can't say enough about the stadium. One of the top 3 I've ever shown of all time, I think. This is my front runner for Stadium of the Year, because even if it's not, if you're not just looking at it from the creative standpoint of, it's an unfinished stadium and you did it well, you still have targets. You still have 2 layers of bleachers. You still have fences. You could still hit it over stuff and hit it into the road. And, of course, you have the ultimate target in right field, which has been hit multiple times now, as we've seen. Never in a game yet, but it has been hit in home run derbies. And you got stuff like this. This piece is obviously going right in here, and it would fit perfectly. Freaking amazing. So, what do you think, Murph? Do you got to worry about the other 2, or is this one like the front runner off the bat? I absolutely love this stadium.
Well, one of the things I really liked about it, so there's the gray, I forget exactly what they call it, but it's like the gray light tower or whatever, and it doesn't light up.
Okay, this guy.
It's one of but I was thinking, so I found a white one that kind of matched that, and it's not lit up because it's not in its place yet. So if you turn on the lights, like all the lights turn on, but that one doesn't because it's not completed yet.
Oh my God, dude, this is something I'm just noticing for the first time. I saw it earlier. I was like, did he fall victim of a missing prop here? Because this one's dangling, and that doesn't seem like Scotty Warren to leave a detail like that. And now I'm just catching that it's still hanging from the crane and that it's not lit.
Yeah.
Dude, we might have to just turn this award over to him right now. So, Poggy Boy, here's how the final...
You can imagine how my son would be walking around here if this thing went the distance. Oh, my God.
Out of, oh my God, my math, what are we looking at? Like 66 stadiums, like 70 stadiums? So the top stadium is going to be the top out of 70. And that's not even including all the other amazing stadiums from like Sluggish Moth and, Murph and Arch and Sam and Dan and, Sewell that didn't even make the top 3. So, to get this far, it would be amazing. This year, I'm so... Oh, New York Mets, 2006. Okay, yeah. All right. Good to see you, Steven. Yes. It's so cool to see this.
In the right field corner, that one's got I put the dog to work.
I didn't notice that before either.
But I think I was talking to you through a live chat where he gave me the construction idea. And I kept building stadiums with construction going on around. And, I was using field level seats, and those were too high. You couldn't see anything. And I think it might have been my 3rd or 4th attempt. And I was doing some custom seating, and I just started deleting a bunch of stuff. And it kind of left, like, those foundation. And I'm like, that's it. Like, I'll just build a park that's not done. Instead of trying to do construction on the outside, I'll just make the whole park construction. So took a few tries, but once it hit me, I probably finished this thing in about 6 hours after I kind of really saw the vision of it. So
I love it. And over here's another sign dangling from the crane. Brilliant work. And a great use for boxes for once. Right. Something that makes sense in a baseball stadium.
Sliding boxes or like street signs or
And then, of course, again, the nod. Love it. Thank you. Canoe. It's just one of my favorite stadiums I've ever seen on this game. It's freaking amazing. Now,
well, I appreciate it. I can't wait to finish it up. And I think when I told you, we talked about it over live stream, and I said I was going to wait for the new version. But honestly, I think I'm going to do both. Like, I'll probably do one in the next couple weeks, month or whatever, but when the 2025 comes out, I'm going to try to do one with, whatever new props or whatever new stuff we might end up getting for the next version.
So that was my next question. Are you going to keep up with the challenge? And because I presented a challenge to one person individually, I don't think I've ever done that before. I said, now we got to see the stadium complete. Cause like, I think about like, Franco Park the minor league stadium in this game. I think for years and years there were buildings that were a construction site, and as the years went on, they actually finished the building. And I always thought that was cool of SDS. Now, Grand Theft Auto 5, that construction company has been working on that same building for 11 years. So whoever built that building in downtown Los Santos, is that the name of the city, needs to be fired and never hired again for construction site.
Was that abandonment of job?
They ran out of money. You'd think they'd hire someone to finish it or something instead of leaving a construction site in the middle of downtown for 11 years. But yeah, the stadium is so good. I love it. I love the fact that your son played such a big role in, this fun prop and, the idea of the stadium. So yeah, Buddy Boy or Sawyer, whichever one I land on, he'll definitely be named after if we ever come up. I haven't come up with anything close to as fun as this one yet as far as the target. So eventually I'm sure we'll run into something that'll be fun and worthy of a free shirt. But also I want to thank you for chipping in and offering one to the second player, which was taken by Braves fan. So that was cool. And I can't express how much I love the stadium.
Yeah, this is definitely the one, even with the little guy pumping his chest out around here, I was like, this has definitely been my best build of the year. So,
well, I'm glad you included it. I'm glad you sent them my way. I'm going to throw your poll up. Has everybody been voting? Is everybody up to speed on who they're voting for and what stadiums they're voting for? I haven't voted yet. I don't know if I can vote. I can't remember if I can vote on my own or if I have to use my personal. I have a personal one. So
you mean I got you.
So even if I can't do it through Studio 44, I can sign on as my personal YouTube and vote through that way.
Doesn't that technically mean you could vote twice?
If I can vote for Studio 44, I mean, I guess so. I wouldn't want to tip the scales anybody any further way. Look at Fontainebleau in Vegas. That was under construction for at least a decade. Oh, is that a real thing in real Las Vegas? All right, now how do I let's go here, create. So I'm typing in your stadiums now. Anything else you want to add on this at any of your other parks, or was there one that you were considering other than the North Pole?
There's a couple I was considering, but there's one, if you indulge me for a second, that I think you'll love. And it's just a mashup, like I did just a bunch of different things from different stadiums that I've made this year and just kind of threw them all together.
Oh, okay.
And most of them I think are stadiums that you've shown, but it's just called 2024 Mashup.
Okay, yeah, I don't think I've seen that one yet. Again, everybody, send all these stadiums my way. If you're seeing them for the first time on this video, send them my way, and I'll put them in another extravaganza. Although I'm pretty proud to say, I think it's the most views I've ever had of a video on the actual night of the stream. The first half that didn't get caught off is up to almost 300 views already. Oh, it's almost up to 400 views already. So I'm very excited about that. Thank you guys again for, pitching in with all this. This is fantastic. I can't believe it's already up to almost 400 views. So the first part is, great. Awesome. So I'm putting up your thing right now. Text poll. First one was this. Is sweet. And the good news is I still have amazing creators who haven't been shown on here yet. I still have Texas Eggs. I still have Sluggish Moth. I still have Jay Schiff. I still have Sewell. I still have Big Impact. Carmen's dad. Young Gun. So many big names.
Arch! For another 36 hours.
Arch! I haven't seen yet. Oh, my God. I'm going to have to get on again. Yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it again tomorrow. I'll do it again this weekend if I have to. I want to make sure all your stadiums are shown. And then, Pogie Boy, if you're still there, I'm sorry. I kind of missed the question. I hope you're still there. You said, how does the final voting work? Again, I've explained it a million times, so the people who've been with me all day are probably so tired of hearing me say this, but this is the prologue. We're picking the 3 top stadiums from everybody. They're submitting them to me. I'm showing them on the channel. I've been on since 4 o'clock this afternoon. We're showing everybody's stadiums. You guys are voting for the best stadium of the 3. And then once we get everyone's best stadium, We're going to randomly pick names out of a hat. I'll do that live if you want, so you guys can see how the voting turned out or how the thing turned out. I'll do that live, and we'll see who's paired up with who, and then I'll maybe show the stadiums live again, against each other. You pick the best one out of each two, and then we're going to do it tournament style until we get to like 5 or 3 or whatever. So that's how it's going to go. And Murph, you are still eligible to put the stadiums in. You don't even have to go through the Google link if you want, Steven. You can type them right here in this chat, and I can write them down. Mogul Pens, are you still here? Are you going to put in stadiums? Poggy Boy, are you going to put in 3 stadiums? If so, put the names in right now. Even if you're not going to go on right now, we can go on tomorrow. We can go on this week. So, Scotty, thank you so much. I feel like there's a big question I wanted to ask you, but I don't remember. I think it was about the stadiums, and you already answered my question if you're going to finish this one. So I'll let you go. We'll get Dan on here.
Appreciate you, man.
Dude, I appreciate you. I appreciate all of you guys so much. I can't express how much fun I'm having. It does not feel like I've been on for, 9 hours now? It does not feel like that at all. It feels like I just started.
Actually, yeah, that's one thing, because I was watching you and Sewell for a while, creating my own stadiums, and the fact that, everybody's so, positive and, nice to each other, and, if you guys were in here trolling each other, you probably never heard my name, but it's nice to, come in. It's funny, before I started submitting the stadiums, and I'd watch your shows, and somebody would have a nice idea, and I'm like, man, that's cool. And now that I'm submitting them and I see somebody put a good idea up there, I'm like, shit, I didn't not think of that.
Right? It makes you mad, right? When you see
how that changes.
You see stuff like this in Murph stadiums, and you're like, you sit here and you go through all the props, and you're like, how can you use this? And then someone else comes up with that same prop, and you're like, you son of a bitch, why didn't I think of that? It makes me so mad. So.
Good group of guys, so
yeah,
keep up the good work.
I've had so much fun the past couple of years, especially since late summer, early fall of 2023, when my viewership really started to bounce, and even though it's kind of slowed down quite a bit, that time up till now, it's been amazing, with you guys being all at the premieres and at the live streams. And that's something I definitely want to do, is build the stadium with you guys. I've not yet done that. The closest I've done that is talked about anomalies. We fixed the anomalies in Sandman Dan's Aloha Park. And I built a little bit of that live, and that was about it. So, but Scotty, I'm going to let you go. Thank you, sir, so much for getting on. Thank you for being patient. Thank you for letting people, budge in front of you.
Yeah. I'm a night owl, so
you're I'm the man. Yes, I know. We were up pretty late that night. I hit it here sign, weren't we?
yeah.
I think it was just you and me in the
I'm
thing.
gonna be up either way. In fact, I'll still be watching when I hang up here. So, yeah, keep up the good work, man. I appreciate it.
Real quick, refresh my memory. Where are you from again?
Louisville, Kentucky, or Louisville, from people that aren't from here.
Okay,
Louisville,
gotcha.
the home of Muhammad Ali.
Oh, okay, yeah, nice. Yeah. All right. Well, thanks again, sir. I appreciate it. Tell Sawyer, great job on the stadium, buddy, but not too good of a job.
Yeah.
Keep him down. Keep keep him even keeled.
Nah, he's a cool dude.
All right. Take it easy.
I appreciate you, man.
All right. See ya.
Later.
Scotty Warren, ladies and gentlemen. What a fun dude. What a fun conversation. Definitely a brain I wanted to pick because his stadiums are all so fantastic. Especially this one. I can't say enough about it. I mean, just even from far away, all the random cranes around, it just looks so great. Little city in the background for a view. It's weird to think that all this stuff unfinished is 99% memory, but he used it all well. And so I never hit a right-hander in this park. I was always lefties to try to hit the Care Cafe. So it'll be fun to play a game here if I ever do. I would, I think, probably crap my pants if I hit this thing in a game. So what is this? Do we know what this is? Is this like a magnifying glass? I always pictured it as like a clock. Do we know what this little thing is? I don't know. But yeah, I loved it. I couldn't wait to show the stadium to you guys when it showed up in my queue. Sandman Dan, are you good to go, buddy? I gotta talk to you, man. We have a thing. I might need you might need to pick a new stadium, and we'll talk about that. I'm gonna pull up the stadium. So whenever you're ready to go, here is the phone number, Sandman Dan. You're someone I've been dying to talk to about your stadiums because you have such creative ideas. So I can't believe it. I'm shocked that, okay, give it a call. The number's right there. We've shown 11 stadiums and talked to 10 of you. Ladies and gentlemen, on the phone with me right now, the man, the myth, the legend, Sandman Dan.
Phil.
There he is.
It's so great to finally talk to you.
Oh, my God, it's good to talk to you. And to hear you in that accent, I love it. Because I know you're from New York. And then, putting the pictures, because you're following me on Facebook. And I think I'm following you now, too. But it's I'm like, okay, I got the accent down, too. And sure enough, there it is. Love it.
Everywhere I go, that's what everyone says to me. You have a New York accent.
and I don't know if you were around when I was telling the story because I was talking about how New York fans get a bad rap. New York City fans get a bad rap, and I obviously don't live in New York City, but I've been there a lot. And as I said, maybe it's because I always have Yankee gear on, and people were always so nice. But like when I have directions in the subway, you just pop back up the stairs, go back down the other side of the ramp or the other side of the platform and wait there. And you want to go the other way. You're going the wrong direction right now. This one dude, he sounded exactly like, why can't I think of his name? Michael Rappaport. He sounded exactly like Michael Rappaport. And he's like 65 years old, and he walked like 20 minutes out of his way to show me and my wife which platform we had to go to, because the subway system. It's like some of it is like a mall down there, or like an airport. Some of it is very scattered, and you're doing a lot of walking sometimes when you're transferring trains. So the fact that he took his time, he doesn't know us. I could be some dude ready to mug him. For all he knows. So I'm trying to tell people, don't give all Yankee fans and all Met fans a bad rap, because they're from New York. I know New York City, has a rough reputation and everything, but most of the people are really, really nice.
Yeah, we're just very competitive fans.
Yes, we are. And I don't know if Mets fans are as brutal on their own team as we are with the Yankees. But, we have high expectations, so when they do bad, it's rough. It's my same thing with Stadium Creator. I love it to pieces, but when something frustrates me, it frustrates me, and I let them know. And it's the same thing with the Yankees.
Yeah, believe us. It's the same thing with the Met fans.
All right, now here's what we have to talk about, buddy. I've said from the get-go, was it Aloha Stadium?
Yes, I believe so. I don't remember anymore. Yes, I believe so, but I put the NA, which was the one that we did together. I figured if it won, we can make it a team effort.
Well, that's my thing. I kind of made it a rule. It's got to be your own thing. So
okay.
I'm wondering if maybe, do you want to submit your original?
Sure.
Or do you want to go back and tinker with it? Because, left field, you did 99.9% of the work, or you did 99% of what makes the stadium great. And this is one of your stadiums that you submitted. And from what you can see here, why wouldn't you submit this one? Absolutely beautiful. The deck, again, not making it parallel to the home run fence or any other structure. The fact that it jolts out and then curves around to this beautiful concourse that's multi-layered and, oddly shaped. It's just brilliant. And then using the Anaheim for the Aloha, it's great. I went in and he just had seats here. So I added some of this stuff in here. I don't know exactly. I don't even remember exactly what I did. So, and then after I changed some things, because you offered this up, or the Tinker Challenge, right? Right when you submitted it.
Yes.
And I remember thinking, why the hell would you offer this stadium up? It's amazing.
For the simple fact of what you did, right field just felt boring to me.
Right. So, then we had to kill the anomaly because anomalies were taken away from us. And I went in, and this is the only thing I've ever changed live, or come close to building a stadium live on a stream, was I added this concourse. And then I'm like, something needs to go back here. I don't know what it is. Maybe a waterfall. And then you went in there and you made the waterfall, and you made all this, and the trees, and the triangle grass. It's fantastic. I use this in so many of my stadiums now. The little patches of either triangle or rectangles that host a tree or benches or whatever because of your influence, your inspiration. And then you also added the windows under here as kind of an extension of this that I added. So as much as I would love to take credit for this stadium and enter it in the contest, I don't think we can do the combined effort as much as I love the stadium. So do you want me to show the original, and that will be your entry?
That'll be fine. Yes, I'm fine with that. Okay.
I love that stadium. It's one of my favorite stadiums of all time.
I had so much fun making this stadium.
So let's get into the original, which is still plenty good on its own because of left field alone. And it'll have the anomaly, and again, you won't be able to play in the anomaly, but at the time it was a thing, so it still should be considered for Stadium of the Year. So we'll do that one, and then we'll showcase your other two since this one's on. But it broke my heart
making this stadium.
It broke my heart to think that stadium couldn't be considered because it's so good.
Yeah, the remake that we did, I really love it. It's probably my favorite one out of every stadium I've made.
And then when Al Pickles offered up his stadiums and the combined work we all did on that one too, I had a lot of fun with. I knew that if someone put a remix out there, you would take part in it. And you always have such creative ideas for the remixes. They turn out great. So Aloha Stadium should show up, right? If I pop this up?
Yes.
Yes, you are definitely a Mets fan, right?
Yes, I am.
Okay, are you excited or?
Sorry about Juan Soto.
No, you know what? I like the direction the team's taken without him, especially because of his defense. His defense.
I think Cashman did a great job of what he's done. Except he overpaid for Fried, but I think he's done a great job.
And a lot of Yankee fans are bitter, and I was a little bitter too, especially with some of the comments that he made afterwards. But then my brother pointed something out. He never asked to be a Yankee. He was traded to the Yankees.
Correct.
And that's something I keep forgetting and something I should really forgive him for. But it really seemed like he enjoyed playing there, and it seemed like he got along with the teammates really well. So if it was just a matter of a few $1 million here and there, it got to me. Especially for the amount of money they ended up making as poor of a defensive player as he is, and the fact that it won't be long before he's a full-time DH. Shit, I can't find your original stadium, Dan.
I think you had passed it.
Did I? I'm just babbling on here, but so are you excited though to have them, or do you think it's too much money for too long?
I am. I think it's too much money for too long, but I am excited that we have them. It's going to bring a different atmosphere to Citi Field for sure. I just don't know why he would want to leave Yankee Stadium with that short right porch. He would have been phenomenal there.
I agree. Eventually, the other thing is he didn't hit 40 home runs when he didn't have Judge in the same lineup as him.
Correct.
So I think that could be something that ends up hurting him too. But, he's an all-star. He's got a World Series ring under his belt already. And another great point that my brother made, if you're going to sign anyone for 13 years, he's the guy because he's only 26.
Exactly.
And but, again, I don't think it'll be long before later Sewell. I don't think it'll be long before he will be just in a full-time DH because there's one guy who posted a video on TikTok or whatever, and it said the Mets paid $1 gajillion for this, and it showed all the big mistakes he made, and then you look at it and you realize it was against the Dodgers, Indians, KC, all postseason. So it's like, do we really want this guy as manning right field? And right field's tricky in Citi Field, right? It's got that indent and the overhang and all that stuff, right?
Yes.
All right, let's get to...
Yes, it's definitely going to be tough in right field for him there.
But again, he's a pro. He'll figure it out, and I'm trying to cut him a little bit more slack because, like I said, he never did want to be a Yankee. He never signed with the Yankees. He wasn't a homegrown guy. He was traded there, and he had one of the best seasons he's ever had, at least home run wise. And you can't blame a guy for going out and trying to make some money. All right, 20 pages.
Even before he got traded, they were talking about him coming to the Mets. So it was in his mind for quite some time now.
Okay, so I'm trying to forgive the guy. Here it is. Okay, here's Aloha. No anomaly. All right, we shouldn't be too far. Oh, I remembered the racetrack one. That's a great part.
Yes.
Saratoga.
I actually feel like looking at everyone's stadiums, Murph's new ones and everything, I feel like my stadiums are dated because all the ones I put in are from like the beginning of this season.
Yeah,
I feel like they're dated already.
There are times, I'm sure there were, I don't know if they were in premieres or if I was on live streams, but I remember saying a couple times, where's Dan been? Where's Sandman Dan?
Yeah, I've had a little bit of a rough year.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Personally, and then I was having problems with the game itself.
Really?
I would build a stadium and I'd go back in and things would be missing, or if I went to the max with my memory and I went to delete something to put something in, it wouldn't let me change it. So there was a lot of stadiums I had to delete and start over again because no matter what I deleted, it wasn't bringing the memory down.
As I'm cruising through your vault looking for the original Aloha, I ran into the one, and you'll catch up with it on your stream, that we built together with Al Pickles.
Yes.
This was a combined effort, and I think it turned out really good. I'm not going to go into it, just to say,
good.
But it was fun, to build on something and like, okay, I made that right. That's good. Now that's fixed. That's perfect. That's good. And then you come in on top of it and fix it and make it even better. It's like, oh, right, it can. So I wish we would do that a little bit more, like a stadium password game. Someone starts it and then passes it off and blah, 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 blah. I think that could be a lot of fun if we took advantage of that.
Yeah.
This was the second one.
I enjoy them.
I don't think this
really
one was
them.
as fun, but this one I think was good too. Again, I try to build off the anomaly in center field too much, which is why there's all those concourses in right center field, but that one was fun.
No, but it looks good. I had a good time with that. And I enjoy the remixes because everyone has such good ideas. And like you said earlier, you see somebody make something, you're like, son of a, why didn't I think of that? So then when you see it and you build off of it, and it's just so much fun.
Yeah. So here it is. Here's the original version of Aloha Stadium. The anomaly in right field is basically what I tinkered with, and the seats running into the anomaly. I guess I just pulled out a couple decks and maybe added some stuff in here. So, excuse me. This in itself is already good enough. Even with this to be considered for Stadium of the Year, in my opinion, because I remember when I first showed it, I'm like, what on earth would you have to tinker with? And then the only thing I came up with when I decided to try was, the row of seats. And then eventually we had to kill the anomaly, and that was fun too. And I've said it before, a lot of times on streams, I've had a lot of fun going in and fixing anomalies, being, bent out of shape about it. My main thing with the anomalies is just being able to use dead space that you normally couldn't because the props don't red out.
Correct.
So, but yeah, left field, I didn't touch left field because this is perfect. This is absolutely gorgeous. And I don't know why you wouldn't consider it for a Stadium of the Year based on, what you see here alone in this shot. And we pulled. So, what was the inspiration behind this? Was there a certain thing that you had that started things off?
I enjoyed building the water in my stadiums from the previous year, and I was like, I need to do another one, but I'm like, but I don't want it to be the same. So I thought of Hawaii and a resort, and I was like, you know what? That building down the left field corner is what kind of got me inspired on that, because I was like, well, that's kind of resort. I can stick it in. It'll blend and put the water around it, and then everything else just started falling into place.
Yeah, it's a perfect fit for a Hawaii. Oh, that guy looks like he's climbing out of the window. But I guess
I'm
I
on
never
a little
really
bit of a delay, so I don't know where you're looking right now.
Oh, you have anomalies built in over here.
Oh.
I never noticed that before.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I had to change a lot once the anomalies were taken out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, now I see what you're talking about.
And then you have guys with canoes. Definitely canoes. It's fantastic.
I tried to put as much as I could into this stadium without going over memory, and I wanted the layers of the decks on the one side, and I wanted to do something more down the right field line, and just because memory-wise, I really didn't have enough, so I kind of left it kind of plain. And then when you changed it, then it really took off. I really loved it.
I do remember having to make a bunch of sacrifices to get some memory back when I did my changes.
Yeah, we had to take all the flowers around the aloha on the top of the A.
The flowers, oh yes, that helped a lot. The flowers are very expensive.
Yeah.
Flowers and bushes, I think just losing them, was a big help. And then maybe got rid of some trees. And yeah, that's a great idea, by the way, turning it into a lay. Perfect. I think I changed the scoreboard, and I don't know if it was for memory reasons or just because of what I changed, something else fit differently. I don't know. But
you had taken out the volcano.
There's a volcano?
Space in the left field.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
Outfield.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe some lighting out there. I don't know. But, I mean, I think stadium as is, because when I remember, like I said, when I showed it, thinking, why would you want anyone to tinker with this? It's amazing as it is. So, yeah, definitely a Stadium of the Year candidate. And I definitely think it has a shot as is.
And then I really wanted to put that waterfall coming from kind of like the top deck falling down, kind of falling back into the water, and I really enjoyed making this stadium.
Yeah, I remember being amazed by all this down here. Well, the picnic tables and the 3 different levels of the deck, so good.
I just wish we can do more with center field, because I love making my decks in center field, and the lighting, you just can't put it there. So it's always kind of dim in center field.
Yep. You mean the field itself, or like behind the concourse behind center field?
The concourse behind.
Okay.
A lot of my stadiums, it's kind of dark there because I like doing a lot of my decks behind center field, behind the batter's eye, and you just can't put any lights. It just never allows me to put them there.
And this stadium is quite a bit different from a lot of your recent builds. A lot of your recent builds have been a little bit more enclosed, huh?
Yes. I figured let me try something different. I've been drawing a blank for quite some time. I'll start building a stadium, and then I'm like, I don't like the way it's coming out. And I start over, and then I get ideas from everybody else.
Yeah.
It's just, I watch all your videos constantly. I watch them over and over, and I get ideas, and I'm like, oh, this is great, And I build off of that. Everybody's got such great ideas. It's phenomenal how this has grown.
I always credit Sewell to naming his segment Stadiums That Inspire, because they really do. And I think I either said it earlier in the stream or on a different live stream, but even if it's not like giving you an idea, seeing a stadium this good, it inspires you to say, I want to get the hell home and make my own now.
Yes.
Like I remember there are times watching Harrison Sawyer's videos where I'm like, okay, I haven't been in the mood to make stadiums, but then I'll watch these videos and I'll be like, okay, I'm back. Let's go. Let's do this. I'm in. Because I don't know if you saw, my first version of the ballpark at the Moonshot Casino was atrocious. Absolute garbage. And, to see how far like I've come just from seeing all these videos, all these stadiums that come in is just amazing. So
even watching from from the other creators that have come on after us, and seeing what their first build was to what they're doing now is incredible.
Yeah, Bo Tiger's one that jumps to mind to me, because like I've said, every stadium he makes is better than the last. Not that his first stadium was bad, but to see his first stadium and then come to like the last one I just showed, miles better. And like I said, the first one isn't even that bad, but just so good. And now, as I back out, was there anything else you want to say about this guy?
No, I'm done with this one.
Okay. You know what? I just realized I don't have Scotty's stadiums. So let me type those in. I'll back out of
Type
here.
them in.
An excellent stadium. Let me get Scotty's poll going while it's still fresh in people's memories. Sorry about that, Scotty.
Murph is right. Last year I used to love doing all the water features, and this year I kind of went away from it because I wanted to do something different. But now I'm itching to do another water stadium. So hopefully soon I'll be banging one out.
I want you to make another stadium again, another water stadium, just to hear you say water. There's an episode where Emily Blunt was on Jimmy Fallon, and she's talking about how, because she's British and he's from America, her husband Jim from The Office, and they talk about like what accent do the kids have, and she said a lot of it is British, but like my daughter walked out and said, "Can I have a drink of water?" And she goes, "It's not water, it's water," because that's how the British say it. They say it's water. So it's just that word like is affected by so many different accents. Okay, I have this park is Sweet Canoe Cove, and I think the clear winner, bless this mess, for Scotty Warren. Now, so I've asked him this question a lot. How did you get into the stadium building thing? Is it something that you thought of like way before this game, or did you discover it in this game and then pick it up? Or
oh yeah, as a child, I used to make my parents go buy me oak tag, and I used to build stadiums out of oak tag and use my Star Wars figures, my G.I. Joe figures, whatever figures I had, and I put them on the field, and I would make a ball out of a piece of paper and hit it with my finger, and where it went, it was a base hit. If it went here, it was a double. And that's what I did. I just used to. My father used to tell me, "How many stadiums are you going to build?" And every week I'd build another stadium and make it different. And I loved it. And then when this game came out, I was like, "Oh, I got to get it."
Yep, I felt the same way. Colorado Falls. I think I remember this one.
Yes, this was my first stadium of this year.
Now, did you do this with because at the time I think we were still talking about the Ricky Davis League stadiums a lot, and you offered a lot of stadiums to the Ricky Davis League. Did you have this in mind for the Denver Pilots, or is this just one that was random?
No, this was random.
Okay, because I know you did. I have highlights from the Jersey Shore one you did, and
yes.
What was the other one? Obviously, the Riverside, which was one of my favorite stadiums ever, because it was the first one I saw with the water coming into the actual stadium.
And the one for the Arizona Outlaws.
Yes, I just played in that stadium. I don't remember if I saved any highlights yet. I'll have to look.
Yeah, I love that stadium too.
Yeah, that one was
that
fun.
One in.
I remember. I think that was 23 though. Was that not 23?
I started it at the end of 20. Yes, I did. Yes, you're right. I started at the end of 23, and then I redid it in 24.
So, I remember my brother saw Outlaw Stadium. He's like, "Ooh, I really like this one." So, all right, here's Colorado Falls Park. Where was the inspiration from this field?
Well, the inspiration on this was I just didn't want to do any. I was tired of doing stadiums from New York, and I said I want to do something different. I saw the waterfall, and I said, you know what, Colorado. And I went with it, and everything started falling into place. I started putting the waterfalls in, and I changed this so many times, and I just enjoyed the look of, and I think the anomaly in left field. Is that the one in left field as well?
Yes, there's the San Francisco Batter's Eye.
I love that one. I can't use it anymore.
Yeah,
but yeah. I just wanted a Colorado feel because I love the outfield there.
Have you ever been to Colorado?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I just wanted to kind of do something similar, but change it around. And
so if you ever see
that
these,
was my inspiration to this.
If you ever see these in my video stadiums, people, this is where I get the idea from. The triangle concourses of grass. And then the trees in the middle of the grass, and then you got plants back here. Oh, I never noticed the pinwheel in the glove before. That's fun.
Yes.
Okay.
And I did the planters along the back wall.
And I think you're also the inspiration for me to do this. I think the first time I saw this done, you did it with tile on a different stadium, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Using the same thing. I think I like the grass better. I think it makes more sense. It's like a ivy type, natural growth on the fountain type look. And then another fantastic. Look at this corner. Everyone complains about the corner so much, and then you pull this off. Fantastic.
That's the right field corner. Like I said, I'm on a delay, so I'm not seeing it right now.
Yep, right field corner with the waterfall, and then there's a fountain that kind of leaks over the top part of the concourse onto the waterfall. Outstanding.
Yeah, I put the fountain in. I saw the way the water was running over, and I was like, perfect. Let me put that in. The water's falling over into the waterfall and down. And I tried just same thing, putting all the decks in. I love doing the VIP decks in between. And I think in this, yes, in right field, you see where I used that prop for the ramp.
Yep, that's fantastic.
I was dying to use it somewhere, and I just couldn't hide the building. And I finally found the spot.
Yep, it works out perfectly. Right in front of the grill, or blended into the grill, and then got the grill house deck up here, and then you're pretty standard around and behind until you get to the back, where you have a nod again to Sewell and myself. Thank you, Colorado Falls Park. I noticed you like to use this building a lot too, right? With the balconies and
yes.
Okay, and then going around into left field, you mentioned the anomalies before. It's a good prop. A lot of people use this one. Like, I remember Sewell made like an entire building out of it, and I think Carmen's dad made like an entire like luxury suite around an entire stadium with it before.
Yes.
It was a
yes,
popular,
I saw that.
Because you look in and it looks like it's like the inside of a building when it's closed off.
Yeah, and then I put the ribbon inside, and at night when it lights up, it looks really nice. When it's dark in the stadium, and then you put the lights on.
Oh, the laser ribbon. Okay.
Inside the the ribbon. It looks really nice inside.
Yeah, I love this.
And
one.
of course, I had to put the Studio 44 and Sewell, the broadcast booth in there.
You guys can't imagine what it means to us. I mean, like Sewell said it once. It's like you got 21 and 44 next to 42.
Exactly.
I mean. It feels really silly to be put up there next to Jackie Robinson.
you know what it is? All of us, we work so hard on these stadiums, and you guys show it for us, and it makes you happy. You do so much, you put so much time into it, so much effort, so much creative, inspiration into it, and then you show it, and it just makes you feel good. So we have to honor you in some way, and if I knew the Ebbets Field, I just did it. I retired you guys' numbers on the left field wall.
Yeah, I
because
noticed
that's going to be my home for my stadium creator team, my franchise this year.
Okay.
The Brooklyn Stadium Creators. Remember, I showed you the logo that I made from yours. That's going to go on my uniform.
I don't remember. Why don't I remember that? I don't remember seeing the logo. We'll have to back into that and look at that.
I got to upload it so you can see it. I haven't uploaded it yet. I think I sent you a picture. I don't remember how I showed you, but you had saw it. I had made the logo for Stadium Creators for my uniforms, and that's going to be my 25 franchise team.
Okay, I apologize.
They're going to play in the Brooklyn.
Probably when I see it, I'll remember. So that was another question for me that I had for you, because it's one of my favorite questions for everybody. You do play in your stadiums then?
Yes.
Okay. Do you ever?
Yes.
This is one question I should ask everybody. I don't think I've asked everybody yet, but do you download and play in other people's stadiums that you get inspiration from?
Yes, I do.
Yes, nice.
Yes,
yeah.
I do. Especially Home Run Derby. I play in just about everybody's stadiums.
Oh, I like using the hologram thing out here. That's cool as like a post. That's a great idea. Those things, are the posts themselves expensive? I know with the hologram itself can be pretty expensive, but just this guy, is that expensive? Because if it's not, that could be a pretty good pillar. I mean, it's thick, it's fairly tall. It could be used a lot more.
Yeah, they're not too bad. At first I was using the light, I'm sorry, not the light, the signpost with a big billboard sign. I was trying to hide that, but that takes up a lot of memory.
Okay.
These they don't seem to take up a lot of memory.
Gotcha.
I'm actually still trying to figure out how to use memory and save memory, because there's some builds I make, and I mean the stadium is loaded, and I'm still not at 99, and there's some of them I have barely anything in it, and I'm at 99. But Sewell just showed the other day about using the pieces, the bigger concourse pieces, compared to the smaller ones, and saving some memory.
Yep, he mentioned that in I think the premiere of the last video. So that's helpful. I don't remember if he mentioned it in the thing or if he texted that to me, but yeah, that's a very any kind of memory saving tip is huge.
It's huge, yeah.
So, all right.
And that's another thing I love using. I love putting the signs on the light posts. It just, to me, gives the stadium so much more character. Putting the advertisement right on the light post, and just using up that empty space that's behind, out behind the outfield walls and behind the stands.
Yes, you kind of go back and forth. Like sometimes you spend a lot of time on outside of the stadium, sometimes you don't. And I try to be the same way.
How much I do on the inside.
Yep.
Because like I said, sometimes I think it was my Sportsman Stadium. And you see how much was in that stadium. And I had so much memory left over. So great, I can do outside. And then I did the Ebbets Field, and there's not even nearly as much detail in that stadium as Sportsman, and I couldn't finish it.
Well, Murph says
the memory just built up.
You nailed the feeling of Colorado, I'm guessing, exactly. And before
that's exactly what I was going for. So thank you.
Before we get too far away from the sappy stuff, I'm going to get a little sappy again because you talked about how it makes you feel good that we show your stadiums and we get excited about them. I really do get excited about them, and not only in a way that I love stadiums and I love having different stadiums to play. It's the same thing with Mario Maker. Sometimes I would just be in the mood to play Super Mario Brothers, and I'm like, and I turn on Super Mario World, and it's like, which level do I play? I'm sick of this level. Blah, blah, blah. So when you find good levels in Mario Maker, you have infinite levels to play. So when we play the Ricky Davis League games, and we were using the original MLB 30 stadiums, or even with the extra ones, like the old ones and some of the minor league parks that we would mix in sometimes, you get bored of those stadiums. So. Yes. Not only does it make me feel good to see these amazing stadiums that we get to play in every day now, but it also makes me feel good in a way that for years I just always felt, not so much with this as much of other things in my life, like such an outcast. Like people used to make fun of me for drawing baseball stadiums all the time. Like I'm proctoring. You're a New York guy, so you know about Regents exams. I would have to proctor Regents exams. You can't bring in a book. You can't bring in a magazine. You can't bring in your phone or a laptop and do work. You just have to sit there. So I would sneak in a piece of paper and a pencil. I hope I don't get fired for this, but sneak in a pencil paper and just doodle baseball stadiums while kids are taking their tests.
Mm-hmm. And I used to do the same thing in school. I'd sit there with my notebook and doodle inside and come up with some ideas, and then I'd go home and make them a note tag.
And my sister-in-law used to make fun of me, and I never really took it seriously. It never cut to my core and affected me as a kid or anything. But even as something as little as that, to see that there's other people in the world who appreciate a beautiful baseball stadium as much as I do, it makes me really happy and really excited. So that's another reason I love this. And the first example of that was the Michael Jackson thing. Now, when I was a kid in high school, I was a couple steps below of some of those people who which are big steps. Believe me, these are big steps I'm behind of the people who would try to look like them and wear the makeup and the long hair and wear clothes like them all the time. I was quite a few steps behind him, but I used to learn all the choreography for his dances. I used to try to sing the way he sings. I used to try, and people made fun of me and because I would perform in front of the school and stuff like that. And then when the internet got big, right around the time I was a senior, I found other fellow Michael Jackson fans, and we talk about it. And then I didn't feel like such an outcast anymore because every school has the one Michael Jackson guy, at least one.
I was a huge Michael Jackson fan.
So to get online and to discover that, and then the same thing with the stadiums, it just makes you feel like less of an outcast, and to realize that the world is a big place and there's other people who appreciate this kind of thing. It's just, again, that's the sappy part of this whole thing. I mean, baseball stadiums manly, but I'm a sappy, sensitive, emotional guy. So
Me too.
so I love this kind
Me
of stuff,
too.
and looking at this way, this community that we've kind of melted into is amazing. So we got one more of yours, Dan, and I remember this one. There's something very specific I remember about the stadium.
Yes.
That I
this is
really,
also one of my favorites.
I flipped out about when I recorded it for the extravaganza. So let's get into this one, and I'll jump right into that part. I think you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure this is the stadium.
It was funny because when I made that, I made it with you in mind, because I knew you would love that, and I don't want to give it away until the clip comes on.
Okay, because I'm sure there's plenty of people. I'm sure Murph has seen it, but like maybe the Scotty Warrens or even Stephen S might have seen it, because he's Mets guy. He's been around. Stephen, by the way, if you're still here and you want to submit your stadiums, go ahead and type them in the chat. I don't know if you already did them there. If you did, that's fine, and you don't have to put them in the chat. But
I remixed his Mets stadium, didn't I? If I'm not mistaken.
Ooh, you know what? I think I remember that.
Yes.
Ballpark in what did I spell? Oh, I've left out an A in Anaheim. That's one thing I always get mad at myself about. I was like, what am I missing here? Oh, is it EM? See, I before E except after C. I don't see an E.
I don't have my glasses on.
Okay, all right.
Yep,
Ballpark in
Steven said Mets
Anaheim.
Stadium.
Yep, this is the one, right? We just got to find your version of it.
Yes. Yeah, I've seen so many people do Field of Dreams Stadium, and I was like, I just have to put something different in, and that's how I came across.
Now, with your last one, the one you're gonna see a direct influence in my next build of yours, from one of your stadiums. There it is.
From one of the stadiums.
From one of the last two. I can't remember which one it's in. I think it's in Sportsman, but you'll see it unless I decide to do it. My next stadium online with you guys, because that's something I've been dying to do. The waterfall feature is fantastic, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the wiffle ball field in center field, or the Stadium of Dreams, whatever.
The Garden of Dreams.
So freaking
Garden of Dreams.
cool. Making the custom infield with the concourse and the grass, the retired numbers in the background, the statues on there like they're playing a game. People are checking it out.
Yeah,
It looks
was my favorite.
amazing. I flipped my shit when I saw this.
Yeah, I had so much fun making this. Like I said, I made this with you in mind because I knew you would love this, because you were talking about your wiffle ball, and I had seen the pictures of your wiffle ball stadium you made in the yard.
Yeah. Anywhere I could play wiffle ball other than my backyard, because the backyard of my house that I was growing up with, we had wonderful neighbors who happened to be my sixth grade teacher, history teacher, who let us use his backyard. Our backyard was not capable of hosting a wiffle ball field. So I knew that was a stipulation. I told my wife when I bought this house, I said, we are picking a house. If the backyard is not suitable for building a wiffle ball field, we're not buying the house. Be prepared for that. You can have the entire inside of the house, do whatever the hell you want with it, but the backyard is mine, and it will be a wiffle ball field. And so anytime that we played wiffle ball, like at a park, or we used to play after work when I used to work in a pizza place, we would play in the driveway, and I would try to find different ways to make different dimensions and make it quirky and make it fun. And we'd play at different parks, and it just, the wiffle ball field is a good way to build a stadium that you actually get to play in and be unique. And that's what I really wanted to do when it came to the wiffle ball park at my house. My own wiffle ball stadium, had inspiration from Fenway Park, with my house was green and the tall wall in left field. And then the deepest part of the park was center field, or left center field. So that was Yankee Stadium. But let's get back to this. One of the better waterfalls, the way that the green and the signs were all hidden. Always
I just
so
love
creative.
doing this waterfall. I love doing the deck over the waterfall, and as you can see, I made some decks with the bar on top of it in layers, just for the people to hang out on and chill out while they're watching the game, and the bridges that go across. I really, really put a lot of time into this, and then I went up into the left field, and the same thing. I used the same bridge from the one building, and then hid the building with, I think it's the cafe, so I can use the bridge to walk the ramps.
Oh yeah, up to the Paradise Dining. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, and then you got clubhouse seating over the waterfall. That's cool. On either side. Okay. And then again, the A for the Anaheim, and a bunch of trees mixed in the perfect spots. Most of the action, again, very compact, little stadium. Most of the action's in center field, and it looks really good. So,
I think that's one of the first times I've used that seating canopy, and I don't think I've ever used it again, because I can never find anything to use it for.
This guy right here?
In left field, up above.
Yeah, the rock and the deck. And I'm seeing you got lights all over the place, so I'm guessing that's very well lit. And most of your...
I hid them in the rocks, and as wherever I could hide them, so to try to light up the water. That's seating right there. This is the first time I've ever used it, and I think the last time I ever used it.
I've never used it. I think Arch has used it a couple times in some of his builds. He's got creative with it for something. But another thing is, you usually do a lot of quirky dimensions too, right? You don't use templates.
Yes, I try to use quirky dimensions and try to fill them, because I hate leaving empty spots. So I try to get as close as possible I could before it reds out, and try to put something in there, because I just hate seeing empty spots between the wall and the seats. It bothers me. I wish they would do something about that we can change it or use it somehow.
That was my favorite part about the anomalies, is to kill the empty spots.
Yes, to fill in all the empty spots.
I guess it doesn't look as bad when you're playing in a game, unless you get a replay and you get above the wall. You can't really see them, but it still annoys me. Hey, there's Gopper Gaming. I don't think I've ever seen you on one of my streams. It's a pleasure to have you on, sir. Your freaking stadiums are amazing.
Oh, his stadiums are amazing.
I've commented on your stadiums before, and I credited you as one of the people who inspired me to get on YouTube in my very first video. So it's a pleasure to see you come in here, sir. Thank you for popping in, man. I really appreciate that. His stadiums, so clean, so gorgeous. Such beautiful, work, and as far as scenery within the stadium itself.
Thank you.
One of the better that you see. And Dan, your stadiums are always so creative, so unique. Always got such great ideas. Again, I can smell a stadium of yours a mile away. I'm dying for this Sewell challenge to happen. You guys got to get together with him. You can put the video on his channel. I don't even care. I want you guys to submit stadiums, not tell me who you are, and see if I can guess who you are based on the style of the stadium. Obviously, don't go too far out of your way to try to trick me. Otherwise, it'll be impossible. But I found it hard. Like, I told myself, all right, I'm going to go in and I'm going to build a Marco-type stadium, okay, with all the different layers and sections and, do it off like this. I'm going to build me a Marco stadium. And they always end up being a Peebs 2123 stadium. They always end up being like that.
When you do the Guess Who Did It, I get most of them wrong.
Really?
Yeah. There's only very few guys that I can say, okay, he did this, he does this on a regular, like myself. There's certain things I do that people can pick it out, but a lot of the new guys that are on now, their stadiums are so hard to pick out because they just do things so different all the time.
Two people I have trouble trouble with are Scotty Warren and Young Gun, splitting those two apart. Sluggish Marth, I used to get his confused, but I think I got his style down now too. But I forget sometimes that you guys don't spend as much time with these stadiums as I do, because I'm in here a lot of times I have to re-record a stadium twice because the technology failed me, or I forgot to hit the record button, or something stupid. I'm showing a stadium and all of a sudden the dog goes crazy, and while it's charming to have him a little bit, it's obnoxious if he's going too crazy, and then I got to stop and start over, or I'll forget something in the stadium that someone put in the notes that they really wanted in, and I'll go back in. So I forget that you guys don't spend nearly as many times on each one of these stadiums as I do, just because of having to edit them, and I'm happy to do it. I'm happy to show them. I'm happy to spend so much time with them because, like I said, it's so fun.
Like I said, I can't thank you enough for showing the stadiums, because it just makes it so fun. Because to be honest with you, I got kind of bored of playing the game. And now with making the stadiums, I play the game more because I want to play in all our different stadiums. Exactly.
Yes. Playing in the different stadiums. There's just something about baseball that is so much, the stadiums themselves, that and golf courses, because they have their little quirks. Every basketball stadium, the foul line is the same distance. The 3-point line is the same difference. From one end of the court to the other is the same distance. The width, the same distance. Half court, same distance. Same thing with the football field. 100 yards. Goal posts are set in a certain amount. There's not much you can do to make a football stadium look unique when you're actually watching the game. So in a baseball stadium, that's where it's totally unique, and it has a completely different feel.
And you can do so many different things with the stadium, and when you see it in gameplay after you build it, it's just phenomenal.
All right, so let's get your poll going. I see Canoe Cove and Bless This Mess each have a vote each for Scotty Warren. If you want to get back in there, I know the viewership has kind of fell off a little bit now that it's 2:30 in the morning. Holy shit! I see you up late a lot, Dan. What the heck do you do for a living where you can be up till 2:30 in the morning?
I'm actually retired now.
Oh, okay, all right. So that makes sense.
I used to work for the New York City Department of Sanitation. I did my 20 years. I had to get out because I got injured.
Oh, okay.
And I have a very bad back injury, and I can't do it anymore. So I had to retire.
See, I have a pretty simple bad back, so I can only imagine what you're going through. Like you and Don Mattingly, I can imagine, because if you hurt your hands or your arm, you can still use your feet. If you hurt your feet or your legs, you can still use your arms and your hands. If you hurt your back, it affects everything.
Your legs, your feet, it affects everything. I'm in pain all day, every day. And I noticed, have a 4-year-old.
Oh my goodness! I run the school to work program at my job, so I take kids off campus, and I take this one student right now to a horse farm, and she's working with horses all day, and I wear boots because you're walking through mud and grass and, sometimes poop. So I'm wearing these boots, and my back was killing. I wasn't even doing work that day. A lot of times I'll help the kids do the work, to kind of lead by example. But that day I just couldn't do it. Just because I had different footwear on, my back was killing me. That's how much a back affects things.
Yes, it is horrible. But you got to get through it.
Yep. Ballpark in Anaheim with a lowercase a. I have this disease where the second letter in a lot of words I type, where the first letter is a capital letter, is also capital. And I also have this disease where do and to, D-O and T-O, often come out O-D and O-T when I type. Colorado Falls Park. And I'm even worse texting. Oh my God, texting.
It's fun. It was fun seeing Scotty's stadium with the construction. I actually was going to make a stadium. I actually started it. I haven't finished it. The Costco stadium. I named it Costco No More. And I demolished it and made it. It's still in the construction in the background. I did it for a joke because of the whole Costco thing that you and Sewell were doing. I figured, let me end the year with a nice Costco, and I just haven't finished it yet.
That's
I'm going
to
try to get it done.
All right. I think it's fun that he's going to go back in and finish that out. I think that's great.
It's gonna look great.
All right, so the last submission I have is from Jeff Chase, or Jace Chiff. So, Steven, do you want to get a stadium in? If you do, throw them in right now. What do you think, fellas? Do you think it's time to call it a night? Or do people still want to go? Dan, I could sit here.
Still watch.
I can sit here and talk to you all day, buddy. I've been
Yeah.
dying to talk to you for as long as you've been in stadiums, because you
I've
and
been
Arch
wanting to
and
call
Murph.
in.
Not only do you guys make some of the better stadiums, but you guys were some of my first guys. Going back and
Yes.
looking, you three are probably the top three of other people's stadiums who I've shown on my channel. Obviously, mine are the most, just because I re-show the ballpark of the Moonshot Casino 75,000 times, and every time I rebuild United Airlines Field or the Brooklyn Stadium with the bridge, I show that one. So, mine always rule. But you guys are here to see your stadiums, not mine. So I try to focus on your guys' stadiums, but sometimes I just can't help myself.
Yeah, I mean, this is so much fun, and I actually got to give Arch a shout out, because my Ebbets Field, I kind of got his idea of the front of his stadium from his build, and because his Ebbets Field was fantastic that he did. I think he did last year or the year before. I'm not 100% sure.
All right. Well, I'll let you go, Dan.
Okay, Phil.
I
thank
certainly
you for
hope
having me on.
I loved having you on. I certainly hope there's a reason for us to chat again in the future. I'm sure there will be. I would like to
Yes.
make this a more regular thing, because people really seem to get a kick out of it. I don't know if it's because people knew that you guys were going to be chatting, or if people just saw the thumbnail and saw that we're talking about the best stadiums of the year. But, I mean, this is definitely, the first video anyway, is one of my most viewed live streams. So thank you guys for all your awesome stadiums and making this
Phil,
video
and
so much better.
And I'm glad to see your channel growing. And I hope it keeps going.
Thanks. I that's certainly intention, because I plan on doing it, whether it grows too much or not. I mean, eventually it would be nice, like I've said, to make a little money. I'm not going to lie, but I certainly don't expect to make a living out of this or anything, but it would be nice to have a couple bucks thrown my way for something.
For the hard work you put in.
I don't know if it's necessarily hard work.
It's time consuming.
It is definitely time consuming. It's tedious. A lot of my free time is coming to this. But let me tell you something else. There were times where my heart was shattered. Getting sappy again. But with my knee surgery, to think that I couldn't play softball and baseball this year. And the time that I was able to focus on this helped heal that a lot.
Yeah.
So thank you guys so much for this. It's
going
been
back to my injury, this is my medicine. This is what keeps me going.
It's crazy to get
I can't do a lot of things anymore.
Yeah, I'm dreading getting old because of that. But I really didn't miss softball that much. Baseball, I did miss. I just don't know if I can get myself back in shape enough to be good at baseball. And I never wanted to be that old guy that's like, oh, okay, we got to let Phil in. We got to let Phil play, because I've had those guys on my team before. And, it's like, I wish they would just quit when they knew it was time. And if it's time for me, I'm ready for it, because I'd like to give wiffle ball a shot. We did the indoor wiffle ball thing at basically an auditorium, like a gym. In Rochester here, and it was so fun. I would love to try to get something like that going. I think with YouTube being able to promote it, with this and other things, I think we can make it bigger. And
nice wiffle ball league, would be great.
Especially in the winter, indoor in the winter, to give people something to do in the winter, who don't like basketball or who aren't in good enough shape for basketball. Because I used to play basketball twice a week until like my mid to late 20s. But the opportunities to play, and then eventually I got into poor shape, and I tried to play a pickup game like 7 or 8 years ago, and I'm like, I think I'm done with basketball. And golf, I want to get back into golf. I was golfing a lot. I said before,
I miss golf.
I was golfing on 9/11 because Tuesdays were the only day that year where I wasn't in college classes or working at the pizza place. So me and my buddy went out golfing, on that day. So we heard everything on the golf course, and there's people whose houses were lined up along the 18th hole, and we heard them talking about it on the radio because they were doing construction work on a deck, and we're sitting here, waiting for people to get off the green, and we're listening to them talk about, oh, it's not an accident, 3 planes have hit and blah 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 blah. I couldn't imagine you were probably right there in the thick of the middle of it, huh?
Yes, I was in 9/11 for 2 months straight, 12 hours a day for 7 days a week.
Oh wow! So you were down there helping
out.
From
day one. Yeah, from day one.
See, I don't have a sense of humor about it. I have a sense of humor about a lot of things. I'm a fat guy. I have a sense of humor about my weight. I'm a South Park guy. They touch a lot of sensitive issues, and I have a sense of I have a sense of humor about a lot of that stuff. And they have a rule, and a lot of people have it. If you can't laugh at everything, then you can't laugh at anything. But to me,
I saw you put up in the video the other day about the 9/11, and I was 100% with you because I lost quite a few friends in 9/11, and it's not funny. It's not funny to see somebody do that.
No, not at all. I say this every time I bring it up. I dare anyone to spend 5 minutes in that museum and not shed, crazy amount of tears, and B, have a sense of humor about 9/11 again. Mm-hmm. As miserable as the experience is, because it's just such a horrible, sad, depressing thing. It's something I always wanted to do. Because we were there in 2013 and the museum wasn't up yet. They had built it, but it wasn't open yet. So I knew the next time I went to New York City, I had to go. And right. I mean, I got teary-eyed just going to the fountain because the fountain was there. And then you see all these names, and then you finally get to a name where there's a little flower on the name. And you're like, oh, my God, someone who lost someone was here and left the flower for that. And that's when it really hits you. And, it's terrible. So I'm sorry. I hate to keep
being there. The memories is terrible. That's why you hate seeing people put things up like that. It's just horrible.
Oh, look, there's 2 buildings that look alike. Let's put a plane into it. Oh, it's so funny.
Yeah, it's not funny. It's not funny.
And let's not ignore the fact that so many people have done it before you that it's not original anymore. It's not clever. It's not funny. Just stop. Stop doing it.
Exactly.
All right, Dan, I'm sorry. I brought the video down so many times here.
No, that's fine.
Thank you so much.
Happy New Year.
You too, man.
Happy New Year. Thank you for having me on. And
I think
keep this going. This is fun.
Well, absolutely, man. Like I said, I'm in it for the long haul. As long as you guys keep watching, I'll keep sending stadium videos your guys' way.
Will do, Phil.
All right, Dan.
You have a good night and have a happy New Year.
You too. Take care,
Stay
buddy.
safe. Take care.
Sandman Dan. Oh, I love that guy. I've been dying to talk to him because I knew he would be so fun to talk to, just based on, his stadiums and some of the comments he's made, and, seeing him on Facebook the little bit that I have. But we got 9 viewers. I feel bad that we kind of fizzled off with Dan because he's such a great creator and such a friend of the channel. Maybe if he's willing, maybe we'll get back on again with him tomorrow. I can't get enough of showing his stadiums and talking to him. So I do plan on getting back on again, Gopper Gaming. I feel like I've been watched by stadium creator royalty. If you want to enter stadiums, man, type them in. I'll show you stadiums, put you in the contest. Yeah, it's an honor having you and Murph and all you guys. It's been so much fun. I've been listening while I've been working on my stadium. See you, Doug. Love Dan. Me too. I knew it. I knew he was going to sound like that, just based on pictures of him. He's the first one. He's the first person I saw out of all you guys. So obviously some of you have pictures for your thing. So, Steven, do you want me to show Met Stadium now, or do you want to wait tomorrow when I'll probably have more viewers again? I'll leave it up to you. If you want to go now, I still got the energy. I'm in. But like I said, with 10 viewers, we've kind of whittled down. We've been around the 20s throughout the whole night. So it's up to you. But again, anybody, if you're still watching this or if you're not watching this live, if I showed your stadium for the first time today, make sure you submit it again in the normal Google form so I can put it in the extravaganza video, because those get shown so much more than these. You guys are probably so tired of hearing me say the same things over and over and over and over again. But, you know, I keep feeling like people just fast through a lot of some of these videos and don't listen to me, you know, babble on. So I'm going to wait for Steven's response. If you want me to show that park right now, you only want to enter one? Did you build the stadium in 24? That's the other question. So I'll wait for your response. If not, I think we'll call it a night. I'll probably be on again around, I want to say 1 or 2, but it'll probably end up being like 2 or 3. But again, I don't have the... I accidentally hit my air horn. I don't have the errands that I had to run yesterday. So in theory, I can get on sooner. And with the fact that I want to get everybody's stadiums in, because I think if I don't hear from everybody tomorrow, you know, maybe I'll skip the weekend and just show everybody's whether they're there or not, just to get them shown. And then, you know, we'll go from there. So, all right. I'm not hearing from Steven yet. So, Steven, I'm going to save it for tomorrow. I'm going to write down Mets Park. Let me know if you have another one that you want to go with. Again, I'll be on at 2. Hopefully, I can hear from Carmen's dad. Oh, no, Carmen's dad said he couldn't make it tomorrow, didn't he? Damn it. I really want to talk to him, too, because I want to talk about his logos. But hopefully, I'll be able to hear from Sluggish Moth and Arch. Steven, what is your... Shoot, your thing is way up here, isn't it, in the chat? Dan, no, the pleasure's all mine. I have an updated version. I want to enter in the contest. Okay, I'll name it Met Stadium SC. Okay. Stadium SC. Yes, one more giant thank you to Pfizer. Hey, if you're going to be on tomorrow and you can do it, I can be used to help there. But I get it. I know you're not even home right now. So, Steven, what's your gamer tag again? I know you left it way up here. Like I said, hopefully we'll get a hold of Sewell and Poggy Boy. He's in here. Poggy Boy says he only wants to submit one, so I guess he doesn't need to really vote. So we can show his stadium. I mean, same with Mets fan, but if you guys want me to show your stadiums, I will. I'm happy to show them. We'll definitely show. Yes, Mets Stadium. It was Mets fan something, right? New York Mets 2006. Okay, there you go. All right. For some reason, your chats are showing up faster here than on my other screen. New York Mets 2006. Okay, and then he said he only wants to do one, but I remember seeing a lot of stadiums of his that I liked. So we'll see. It's totally up to you guys. All right, Murph, if you want a shirt, I'll send you a shirt, man. I would say you earned it. New York Mets 2006 Mets Stadium SC. Okay. Wow. It's almost 3 o'clock in the morning, which means hopefully we get some of those viewers, some of those 670 other. Hopefully we get some of those viewers, some of those 670 other viewers, you know, who we don't hear from regularly, to get on there and vote, you know, because that's kind of the whole idea. It only takes this game. There's stadiums from Scotty Warren, Sluggish Moth, Dan, Murph, I'm starting to lose it, fellas. I think it's time for bed. Gopperbeck Gaming, also you. I don't know if you've. I think it's time for bed. Gopperbeck Gaming, also you. I don't know if you've ever submitted a stadium to show here before, but okay, I see you do have a couple typed. Do you want those in the stadium? If you do, tell you what, put it in the official form. That way I know for sure that you want to join. And we'll definitely get you in. you definitely have Stadium of the Year worthy stadiums. And like I said, I'm honored just to have you on here because I know you've been doing this for a long time and your stadiums are so good. So I'll put you down, and then hopefully I'll see a list of yours soon. I don't watch your channel as much as I would like to, but I mean that's the same with like Schmitty and a couple other guys who do it. Gaming Kitchen also I always want to say Gaming Kitchen. Gaming Kitchen. But all right, I'll be back tomorrow, guys. Thank you guys again so much. Join us tomorrow. We'll do it again. I'm glad, Pfizer, but I didn't get tired either. Or bored. But all right, I never have submitted anything, but I could probably do that. Always welcome to show my stuff whenever, though. Okay, all right. There's the invitation, folks. I have a witness. I'll definitely mix your stadiums in now. Happy to do it, and I'll send people your way too. I think you probably have more followers than me, but if there's anybody different, I'll help you. You help each other out. I'm happy to do that. Like Sewell and Schmitty and all those guys. Always happy to do that. That's great, Gopper Gaming. So glad to hear. That's fantastic. But hey, self promote. I'm all for it. Share the love of the stadium creating community. I'm all about it. Let's do it. I'm all about it. Okay, I'm starting to ramble. It's time to say goodnight. Good night, everybody.